You want to pop that can open so we have a proper opening?
They're going to ask me to pop something else.
No, because I can.
Pop
All I can do is shake my ice around.
They're going to tell me to pop my top.
No.
Or stop that grinning and drop that linen. That wasn't much of a pop.
It's all right. It's good enough.
But that makes me worry.
Yeah.
Is shit going to be flat?
Maybe.
No, it's not going to be flat.
No. The Rock wouldn't let you down that way.
Oh, I got some on the mic
Unbelievable.
head. What's it called?
Pea popper stopper? I don't know.
What?
Yeah, it's pea popper stopper.
Pea popper? That's
Yeah,
what it's called?
it's for people who pop their peas when they talk. It lessens the punch of it.
I always pop my pea.
You do. It's true. That's why you've been arrested.
No, that's for other reasons.
Is it flat? Did The Rock let you down?
You know what? Well, let me try to chug this.
Oh. One sip. Everybody knows that I ain't going to say it. I shouldn't bring that guy's a dick.
Oh, it's going down smooth. We're
okay.
all right.
All right, we're good. So's mine. If you're,
Yeah.
so.
Someone's getting a little drunky wonky tonight.
It's a soon to be named network standard now.
What, to get drunk?
To get drunk while you record.
All right. I mean, fuck it. I ain't doing it, so
No.
somebody has to.
Right, absolutely. So.
Does this mean when we record Wings on Wings, you're getting drunk too?
No.
Michelle
Maybe.
get drunk.
She can get drunk. I don't know.
Let's talk her into it.
Yeah.
We recorded once she was drunk.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
I won't because we watched Joe Bob after, but I don't want to be loaded.
You don't want to be loaded for Joe
I
Bob?
don't want to be loaded for Joe Bob.
Fun.
I'll fall asleep.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe get loaded during Joe Bob.
Just drink, what's that stuff? That shit called Sambuca?
Yeah.
Is it coffee?
I don't know. Is it? No, I don't think so.
I thought it was. I think in the Cat Williams sketch, he said it's like coffee. I think so.
I don't know.
Cat Williams was funny at one point.
It was, and he tried to fight a 12-year-old kid over soccer.
And lost.
Yes, he did. He's 5'0".
Yeah, but he's still funny.
But I am drinking Writer's Tears, in case anyone's interested, in a smooth Irish whiskey here.
Sure.
Triple distilled deliciousness.
Now, it says bourbon on the bottle.
Yeah, it does. It's
so what's the difference?
It's aged in a bourbon barrel.
Okay. Never. You know what? I don't want to turn into hooligans of hops.
Yes, matured in a bourbon cask.
Okay.
But it is a single pot still, single malt Irish whiskey, triple distilled for extra smoothness, aged and matured to perfection in flame charred bourbon barrels.
Well, good.
Gives a little bite. It's delicious. Writer's Tears, everybody.
Little bite-ski?
Huh?
Little bite-ski?
Little bite ski.
I'm glad you like your Irish whiskey mature.
Thanks, buddy.
Good for you.
Welcome to We Need Wrestling. DJ, I'm here with Brett.
Hello.
How are you, pal?
I'm fucking good, man.
Good.
Tomorrow's Friday. It's Forbidden Door weekend, so that makes me real fucking
We're
happy.
celebrating it the whole weekend?
Yeah.
That's going to be dangerous.
Why?
Because that's...
I celebrate... Listen. Do I celebrate Japanese wrestling or do I represent it?
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
I'm excited.
Right.
Unlike other people.
Yeah,
Which
right.
makes me sad.
More
on that later.
I represent Japanese wrestling, but none of the people I represent are on the show.
That's
so,
bullshit.
I know.
You represent Okada.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying as
Tanahashi.
as the actual U.S. representative to Gucci Japan.
More on that later.
We're
gonna have to have your official statement.
That's
on
true.
Things that have happened over the past few days.
They're not on Forbidden Door. Taguchi's not on Forbidden Door. That's okay. He's got other things to do. He's an important man.
He needs to find himself now.
Yeah, well, does he?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk. But I'm glad you're good.
Yeah.
Pal.
How are you?
I'm good. Tired.
Why?
Drinking. It was a
Wake
busy
up.
day.
Wake up.
I was at an arcade all day, entertaining an 8-year-old.
Oh, no. I was
playing
playing video games.
I played a lot
day.
of video games, man. I played a lot of video
games.
games.
At work, damn it. Just nobody got hit on a fucking bicycle by a truck in front of my house
well,
today.
That's good.
Like the other day.
Yeah, well. Somebody looking at Pokemon while they're driving around that corner, or...
Tee-hee-hee.
Do you tee-heeing?
You're
tee-heeing?
I had to tee-hee.
Oh, we're tee-heeing.
I gotta leave that alone. I'll let that where it lies.
Bury him, brother.
Oh, brother.
No, I'm good, pal.
Good.
I'm happy to be here talking wrestling and thinking about it. I enjoyed a lot of wrestling this week.
I feel like this is like some weird Inception shit.
Okay.
Because you're wearing an Eddie Kingston shirt.
I am.
I'm wearing a Prince Purple Rain shirt.
Uh-huh.
And I once saw Eddie Kingston wrestle while wearing a the same Prince Purple Rain shirt.
Okay.
It's weird. We have Eddie Kingstonception right now.
Listen, that's not a bad thing to have.
I'm all about it.
What are we talking about first, pal?
I guess we'll say news, right?
Yeah.
Due to the nature that is hashtag scooping and booping.
Yeah.
Final Wrestling Place already covered this last week, so I'm not going to go too long into it because they did a good job of it. Tim and our main man Dwicky, he was filling in for Marcus last week on Final Wrestling Place. Friday morning, I woke up to notifications on my phone. Vince McMahon stepped down as CEO.
Yeah.
Stephanie McMahon.
This feels like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it does. It's crazy. The news cycle is crazy.
Right.
Stephanie's in as CEO, interim CEO. Vince, though, still head of creative control, so you feel like not much has really changed.
Right.
Laurinaitis has stepped down as God damn it, what the fuck is the title for talent?
Talent
Executive
relations.
Vice President of Talent Relations.
Yeah.
Taken over by Oh Sweet Brucey.
Right.
Brucey boy, taking it over.
Listen,
I feel like WWE is just going backwards in time.
Right. Bruce, and listen, I love Brucey. I don't want to speak ill of Brucey, but if there's a dude that's ever failed upwards.
I have to listen to this week, him and Conrad did, I think, King of the Ring 95 or 96.
Yeah.
But I need to hear the anguish in Bruce's voice because he just had a torn rotator cuff surgery.
Yeah.
So with all this shit going on too, can't wait to hear.
Right, and like Vince is like his best friend. I mean, they've been working together for fucking ever.
Yeah.
And that led to what happened the other day. Triple H pulling a Macho Man.
I was going to say something very awful. He already had sex with Stephanie McMahon.
He did, correct. No, he's I'm back.
Oh man, yeah. Who knows? The fuck knows what's going on with that? I don't know, man. It's just what is happening.
Yeah.
It's funny. So like, my boss loosely, like, I mean, he keeps up with wrestling. And,
sure.
I had a conversation with him today, and he just goes, "What in the world is going on in that company?" And I go, "Dude, your guess is as good as mine right now." Yeah, I don't know. Shit's crazy. You know, they announced it then shortly after, like, "Oh, Vince is going to be on SmackDown tonight."
Mm-hmm.
He literally just walked out just to get that pop.
Right.
Because wrestling fans, WWE fans just bow at that man's feet.
Yeah.
And it popped a rating. And
we watched it.
Yeah, because, of course we did.
And I'll say this, Michelle, noted wrestling fan,
loves the sport of professional wrestling.
She watched it with us, got through, I don't know, 10 minutes of the show and declared that AEW is so much better.
She did.
She the animated
she chose
snake.
a side.
Yeah, and I told her. I don't know if you were there for this because we were talking about the other day when I told her how they did Xia Li in the Raiden hat with lightning shooting out of her fingers.
Yeah.
And she was just looked at me and I was like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, well.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So,
and then Vince showed up on Raw, too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he showed up on Raw, just said something like, John Cena will be here next week, and then left.
Yeah.
And he, almost fell walking out of the ring. And he's got to
watch them quads.
He jumped off the ring.
Oh, that's where that came from. That was on Raw. I saw that people making memes out of that.
That's all it is. It's just literally, it's just to get him in front of a crowd for public perception.
Right.
To be like, I'm Vince McMahon.
Right.
Damn it.
This isn't going to defeat me. It's a genetic jackhammer.
Yeah. So, more on that as it comes. Who knows?
Yeah.
There hasn't been really anything this week.
No, just that the revelation that he paid more to cover up his affairs than he did to buy WCW.
Well, dude, Jericho said it perfect years ago. And he goes, when I found out how much it cost Vince to buy WCW, I was mad I didn't buy it.
Right.
Because that's how he said he got it for pennies on the dollar. So, yeah, who knows? Again, as that moves forward, we'll talk about it.
I'm sure we will. Apparently 5 different law firms investigating the company as a whole for a lot of things.
Well, you know how it goes. Once one thing opens up, shit starts to snowball.
Right, absolutely.
That's what that is.
Yeah,
so.
it's they smell blood in the water. Lawyers are sharks.
Yeah, man.
But they're going to stretch McDevitt awful thin.
Listen, there's one person you want on your side. It's probably Jerry McDevitt.
It's true.
That guy gets out of everything.
It's true.
sad news this week.
Sad news.
Both Dave Hebner and Tim White passed away.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot to write this down. I was also telling Michelle stories of Timmy White.
Yeah, that was Andre's guy.
That's what I say, because like Michelle, much like I think all of us, but like I feel like a very like I'm still in awe of Andre the Giant.
Me too. I'll never not be in awe.
Right, and like I remember watching wrestling as a kid at the tail end of Andre.
Sure,
you know. But like just in awe of him as a person and as a wrestler, and you hear the stories and you read the articles and all that sort of stuff. But like Timmy White was like his best friend.
Yeah.
And so I was telling Michelle about how what Andre would do to Timmy when they were road tripping is he would wind up on the windows, fart, and then turn the heat on and just laugh while Timmy choked. That's but and you know Jericho. Everybody said nice things about Timmy.
Yeah,
I didn't see much about Dave Hebner.
Comes
but
from a different era.
Different era.
You know, I didn't watch any of the Impact like Slammiversary pay per view, but I saw like Earl Hebner's kid. Like they both reffed on the show. And they both did like a tribute to Dave, which was nice. You know?
Right. I mean, he was in the business forever.
Sure, absolutely.
You know, but like, did you see Jericho's story about Timmy White's last match?
Yeah,
where he busted his shoulder and he's like, "I told you to throw me, pal."
Yeah.
So
you know, I remember after that there was like real weird, like kind of dark segments on either Raw or SmackDowns where like Tim White would just like end up horribly dying, and I always thought like, man, this is fucking weird.
Yeah,
like,
super weird.
Even my wrestling standards, it was real weird.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I always take away with Tim White talking about Andre. You know, maybe it was in the HBO Andre documentary. Where he was like, you know, if I had one wish, he goes, I wish I could have been there with him at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I always. Yeah. That's my thought of Timmy. Is him like he's like standing next to a bar or something, and he's crying about because he's best friends with Andre for real. And like Andre didn't let everybody in. There's a lot of stories like Andre won. If he didn't like you, he let you know because what the fuck are we going to do to Andre? You know, like he didn't like Macho. Like a lot of guys he didn't like.
Warrior.
Right, but Timmy's about as close as you can get to like him and Andre were about as close as you could be.
Yeah, everybody has great stories about Tim White.
For sure.
You know, I know like Cardona was telling like little stories and stuff on Major this week, and like he even said he's like, man, I was looking for like a picture of me and Tim. He goes, I didn't have any. He goes, I kind of got bummed out. He's like, always take the picture.
Yeah,
I was like, that's cool. I like that. The only other news I have is involving New Japan.
Okay.
And the announcement of a lineup for a certain summer tournament.
Yes.
Do you have anything else?
No.
Before we get into it?
No.
All right. So.
I don't think so. I didn't write anything down because I'm a dummy.
That's all right.
I think of stuff and then I'm like, oh, I should write that down for the show.
Nothing wrong with that, my man. So New Japan ran a couple New Japan road shows this week, which kind of had some higher stakes than these shows normally do. But they announced the lineups for the G1. So remember this year we got 4 blocks. So in A block, we have Kazuchika Okada.
We do.
Toru Yano.
Somebody's going to get Yano'd.
Tom Lawler. Jonah. Jeff Cobb. Lance Archer. And Bad Luck Fale. This is officially Haas block.
Yeah.
A lot of meaty men in this block.
A lot of fighting in this block. And then Yano.
The smallest guy in the block is Tom Lawler.
Yeah.
Like, everybody else, like...
You think he's smaller than Yano?
Yeah, he's probably smaller. Yeah, I don't remember. He's kind of a beefy
Yano used to be a shit kicker before he got too broken down and went to the comedy, but...
Yeah, so this one, I feel like it's Okada's block to lose.
Right.
You know, like...
Yeah, that's definitely a thing about this. I made the brackets. They're up. If anybody wants a bracket, I'll PDF it to you. But, like... And then you and I do have to figure out how we're gonna compete against each other.
We'll
figure out a point system for right and wrong. But like somebody's gonna get Yano'd.
It's gonna happen.
But it's a good block. But there's absolutely no chance in hell that Okada doesn't win it.
He might sweep the block.
He might.
To be honest, he might sweep it.
Like I don't see
there isn't anybody in the block.
I mean they could. Maybe if they wanted to have Cobb beat him, just power based. But you do the same for Jonah, but Jonah's a little too new to the audience. They're not going to put him on. Like I could legit see Okada running this and getting. I don't know. Has anybody ever gone perfect in the G1? It's a smaller block though.
Smaller block, so it's not. It's going to be different.
Right.
So that's A block. So B block.
Yes.
we have Switchblade Jay White.
We do?
As of now, Tomohiro Ishii.
Oh, man, I didn't even think about that because Ishii's hurt.
Yeah.
And we don't know how bad.
No.
I mean, there's still, when's this happening? Like
mid-July.
Mid-July. Okay, so he's got a month.
Less than a month.
Less than a month. A couple weeks. That
We'll
if it's minor, hopefully.
Yeah.
But like if he's not 100%, he ain't gonna make it through. So they might pull him. If they're worried that he won't be able to make the grueling schedule and he could re-injure it in the G1, they're gonna pull him because they don't want to have to forfeit matches.
Yeah. Sonata.
Yep.
Tamatonga.
Mm-hmm.
Great Okan.
That's right.
Tai Chi.
Yep.
And Chase Owens.
Somebody's got to lose. He'll have the if there is a heavenly body in the sky.
There is.
If Jimmy Del Rey is looking down on us right now,
sure is.
Owens, if Okada goes perfect, Owens goes over.
All right, over Owens. I like that.
This block. I mean, this is Jay White's to lose.
I was thinking,
but there is some people that could beat him here.
I was thinking, I'm like, okay, this is Jay White's to lose, but Ishii's always that dark horse, man.
Always.
But now with the knee,
right?
I don't know.
Right, but like Sonata is, you can
Sonata was in the finals a couple years
ago. Right, you can always push Sonata, and it will pay off.
It's always believable.
Okan's too new, but he'll get some wins.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if Tamatonga, because of the Bullet Club feud, sneaks one out over Jay White.
I could see that.
But it's Jay White's to lose.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
So C block.
Yes.
You have Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Mm-hmm. Tanahashi, man.
Hey, DJ.
Yeah.
What does the G for G1 stand for?
It stands for Goto.
Hiroki Goto. Tetsuya Naito.
Yes.
Zack Sabre Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Hanare.
Mm-hmm.
Kenta.
Yes.
And Evil. I think this is probably the most stacked block.
Yeah. C and D are pretty stacked in different ways. But this Naito, Tana, Kenta, that's a pretty big three right there.
Plus, don't count Zack Sabre Jr.
Right, Sabre Jr. is nothing. Goto's really good.
Goto, he's another one.
Goto's won a G1.
Yeah.
Sabre Jr. is no slouch either. Evil and Hanare are gonna be taking a lot of losses in this bracket. And I like
hate Evil matches because there's gonna be House of Torture shenanigans.
Right. I like Hanare, but somebody's gotta lose. This one's more of a toss up. I don't know. Like, obviously, you would look at it and think that it's Tana or Naito, and with where the titles are right now, you think it's going to be Naito.
You know what?
But I wouldn't be surprised if it was Kenta.
I'll never count out Goto.
Yeah, Goto's really good.
I think there could be five guys could possibly win this
for sure.
I think
this will be a close one. This will be guys who have a bunch of points.
Yeah.
And then it's coming down to the last night who has a tiebreaker, who wins, who loses kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think the other two, I think A and B are going to be much clear-cut winners.
Yeah, this is going to be more. I really do. There's 5 guys in this block that could, if they want, I go, yeah, I get it.
Yep.
Certainly not Hanare or Evil, that's for sure.
No.
It's everybody else.
Yes.
And then you have D block.
D-block.
You have Will Ospreay.
Mm-hmm.
Yoshihashi.
Somebody's got to lose. Listen, somebody's got to lose matches.
Shingo Takagi.
Every block needs a Chase Owens. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. Shingo Takagi.
Yep.
David Finlay.
Okay.
Rock Hard Juice Robinson.
Rock Hard. Yes.
El Phantasmo.
Making his jump up.
And
could be a sleeper. Going to get a lot of points in this, I think. Not going to win it, but going to get a lot of points.
Yujiro Takahashi.
Which is awesome. Because
there's a lot you could skip. Oh man, imagine the night Yoshihashi and Yujiro wrestle.
I'm not even gonna watch wrestling that night.
You're gonna be so happy.
I'm done. That is listen, no Yujiro in 2022 is still going strong. It's gonna outlive the G1. I don't care if he wins the fucking thing. I'm not. If he's in the finals, I ain't watching it. I will not watch a Yujiro match this year. Yujiro, the Tokyo Pimp, stinks.
Yeah. This, I think,
he's not my most hated guy, but I just don't want to see him wrestle. I'm also like, I'll watch a Chase Owens match. Like, if Ishii's in it, I'm gonna watch Ishii beat the shit out of him.
Sure.
Although New Japan will be the motherfuckers that has Ishii lose that,
and you'll melt.
Right, I'll throw a shoe through my TV.
For this block, I think it's either Ospreay or Shingo to win it.
Yeah.
There are some interesting matchups. I think
for sure
this is going to be the first time that you're going to get Finley versus Juice Robinson since Juice heel.
Yes.
So that'll be interesting to watch.
And they do like Juice. I think Juice is going to score a lot of points. I think ELP will get a lot of points.
That's what I like. My other,
yeah.
I want to see how ELP does. I want to see how much they're going to give him, and then when the eventual
right. Well, and the other thing in this is that Ospreay, as of this recording, is champ.
He's the IWGP United States Heavyweight Champion.
But Rock Hard has the belt.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So Rock Hard, Juice Robinson hasn't lost that belt.
Yeah.
So maybe he carries it through the G1.
I can see that.
With Ospreay saying that's mine, and then when they meet up, that'll be,
yeah.
That could even be when Juice beats him and is like, well, I get my title shot now.
Yeah, and then they go off and have their one-off.
Right. But yeah, it's Ospreay or Shingo's match to lose. I think if wrestling is easy and you want to build the base of your G1, your 4 semifinals with your absolute 100% tried and true fucking New Japan stars, it's Okada, Jay White, Naito, and Ospreay.
Okay.
But there's variations.
Yeah.
I love Tanahashi, man, with all my heart, but those knees don't love him.
No.
I still think he's great, but I don't think you put that burden on him.
No, you can't.
And like Shingo, also big star, but Ospreay is, people love him. He is a pretty big fucking star there. So
I do think it's clear cut. Okada is in.
Yeah.
It'll probably be Jay White.
Yeah, and
I think depending on how hurty she is,
right?
I don't, there's always that dark horse.
Always is. White though, they could run like that White wins the whole thing as champ. I think so. Champ hasn't won it. Yeah, 2000. I think Kensuke Sasaki won it.
Oh, did he?
And I think that was the last time it was a 4-bracket G1.
It was the last time.
And I think he won that G1 as champion.
Okay.
So they could run that back if they wanted to.
Calls his own shot.
Right.
It's going to be interesting, and I can't wait to watch it.
I think
that's for sure.
Oh, all right. Well, hold on. Jay White wins the G1.
Okay.
Calls his own shot, and the call he makes is to CM Punk at Wrestle Kingdom.
I could see that, but I don't know. Do you do the Punk Tanahashi match at Wrestle Kingdom?
Right. Well, it's true.
Do you do Punk Okada at Wrestle Kingdom?
Right.
Now, obviously, this Wrestle Kingdom 6 months away.
Yeah.
Hopefully, there's not a fucking infirmary ward of injuries on again during this time.
If I know New Japan, it's again, if the semifinals are A block, B block, C block, D block, then the final can't be Okada White. But Okada and Jay White are fighting each other in this tournament, one way or the other. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
I would not be shocked if they fuck with the bracketing a little bit so that the finals end up being Okada Jay White or something.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I don't know if they're going to go who has overall points. I don't know. Who knows yet? But
right. You could do most points. You could do 1 and 4, 2 and 3.
Point getter versus the
bottom.
Point getter,
right. Do it like that. Yeah.
I could see that.
And that could create some interesting things because if they do that, that can end up being like Okada Naito and then White Ospreay or something. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, man.
Interesting.
I'm excited for it. I can't wait to not sleep.
Oh,
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So we'll lead that into some shit that we watched this week.
Yes.
I guess we'll talk about New Japan first since it leads into it.
And again, if anybody wants a bracket, I can PDF it over. I put the JPEG up on Twitter, but and I'll be editing it once they figure out who the semifinals are. I'll probably edit it.
Yeah.
But right now, I just have semifinal 1 versus semifinal 2.
Yeah.
And you and I will figure out how we're going to do the pick'em
we'll figure out the stakes, brother.
We'll figure out the stakes and put something on the line. Put my ass on the line.
Somebody has to.
That's right.
So New Japan Road shows.
Yes.
I watched a total of 5 matches.
Okay.
I watched, because they were doing the All-Atlantic Eliminator.
None of these had English commentary, huh?
If you go back, I think they added them like a day or two later.
Oh, really?
Because I watched the first show with English commentary.
Okay. I didn't.
So the first semifinal for the tournament was Clark Connors versus Hanma.
Yeah. Was it always announced as Hanma?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I thought I saw it was Hanma, and I was like, That's weird. They must have had to sub Hanma in.
No, it was always Hanma.
Okay, well.
So Clark Connors versus Hanma.
Yeah.
Hanma can't really move.
Right.
Yeah. Clark Connors, he's not a young lion dojo, LA dojo.
Yeah,
guy.
Hanma moves like Michael Keaton did in the bat suit in '89.
It's fucking.
He can't turn his head. He got to turn his whole torso to look to the left or right.
Connors just came out of the the Best of the Super Juniors.
Yeah, he looked good too.
Still in Japan.
Yeah.
Connors got the win. The match was really nothing.
Yeah, sure.
All these were foregone conclusions.
Mm-hmm.
The other semifinal was Tomohiro Ishii against Yoshinobu Kanemaru. I'll tell you what, it was actually like a pretty good fucking match.
I was going to watch it and then I forgot that it happened.
It went long.
Yeah?
It was like a 19-minute match.
Oh, boy.
It was long.
All
it was
right.
good.
Kanemaru used to be really good. He's an older man now, but like... Dude's super talented wrestler at one point. He
jumped Ishii at the bell and was getting the
nice.
advantage on him, but you can only keep the stone pit bull down for so long, baby.
Yeah.
So finals ended up being Ishii versus Clark Connors.
And I watched this.
Yes. Ishii wins.
I thought this was really good.
I did too. I thought Connors held his own.
I thought Connors looked really good in this
Connors
match.
looked really good, but
especially for a dude who was just in the Super Juniors, fighting a guy who's listen, Ishii's a little guy, but like who's a heavyweight style.
Dude, that one lariat that Ishii cleaned his fucking clock.
Yeah.
I lost my mind. So Ishii wins. He beats Clark Connors.
Yeah.
Ishii's going on to the All-Atlantic tournament at Forbidden Door. Wait.
Right.
News comes out today. Tomohiro Ishii is not going to be a Forbidden Door due to a left knee injury.
Hopefully it's nothing bad and they're just like, why put him in a match where he's clearly not going to win?
Why are we going to have him fly over to the States?
Let's let him put the knee up. Let's let the G1 happen.
Yeah.
It stinks because I wanted to see him and Miro beat the crap out of each other. Hopefully we get that someday.
What a shame.
Yeah, I mean, that's my dude. And I'll say, I noticed this in the Clark Connors match too, and I don't know if you noticed, but like, and maybe it's just me, but like Ishii looked like he put on a little bit of weight again. His arms looked a little bigger, like he's not a body guy, but like his arms were thinning out. He looked a little bigger. I still love him. I still think he puts on a great match.
Like I didn't notice anywhere in the match like where he
me either. Me either, but who knows?
But if he's hurt, he ain't gonna sell it.
Right. I think Connors hit Ishii hard in that match.
He did.
And there's a point where he almost deadlifts Ishii with a regular suplex.
Connors
and I was like, holy crap.
Dude.
Yeah. Connors should be cool. This match, I was like, I liked the stuff that I saw. Less than a handful of matches from the Super Juniors. But here I was like, this is cool,
Yeah.
Just don't want him to dress like Skinner when he comes out.
It's a little weird. And like, he's like, what's his gimmick? He's like
the rhino, the wild rhino or something.
There's only one goddamn rhino in professional
right.
wrestling.
Yeah.
And no, it's not the rhino. Right. It's fucking...
Right.
I'm going to rip your face off, shove it down your throat, and then you're going to have to shit on your own face in the toilet.
Right.
Happy Mother's Day, you
I was just saying, let's call Clark Connors on Mother's Day and see what he has to say, if he can match up to the legend that is Rhino. They should put Rhino in the G1.
Whoa.
Yeah. If Ishii's hurt, just put Rhino in there.
That would rule. I have that promo. I filmed it off my television, and I occasionally watch it on my phone of him ripping off New Jack's face, shoving it down his throat, making New Jack shit on his own face in the toilet. So, yeah, Clark Connors is taking Ishii's spot in the 4-way.
And it'll still be good. Just not as good.
Man, it's just not. Ishii's beloved.
Right.
And it hurts my heart.
Right. And is one of the guys who has had so much American exposure in AEW so far. It hurts.
Yeah, the match without him.
I mean, it's my favorite dude. Like, that's still to this day, it's my favorite. I understand people are better. I know I talk about Taguchi all the time. That's different. That's my coach. But like, Ishii's my guy, and it stinks. Yeah. So hopefully,
upsetting.
Hopefully it's precautionary with the G1 coming up, and they always depend on him to make everyone look better in the G1.
He is Mr. G1.
So, but yeah.
Upsetting. So I watched 2 other matches from these shows.
I watched one.
I watched another match.
Okay.
For the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles.
Oh, I couldn't bring myself to watch it.
Francesco Akira and TJP.
Yeah.
Representatives of the United Empire.
Right.
The challengers going up against Team 6 or 9 of Ryusuke Taguchi.
Yes.
And Master Wato.
Yes.
DJ.
Uh-huh.
The champs have been dethroned.
Right. That's why I couldn't bring myself to watch this match.
Taguchi falls. Master Wato ate the pin.
Of course. Of course. It's Master Wato's
So
fault.
Francesco Akira and TJ Perry, your new junior heavyweight tag team champions.
Mm-hmm.
United Empire has all the gold except for the heavyweight title.
Really?
Well, I should say, well, no, they all have gold except Aaron Henare because Ospreay's the United States champion.
Okay.
These two just won the junior tag titles.
Mm-hmm.
Great O'Connor and Jeff Cobb are the tag champs.
Right.
So, wow. Yeah.
Who are the 6-man champs right now?
Fuck all if I know.
Okay, cool.
That's a good question.
All right.
They don't give a fuck about those belts.
Because that'd be a good thing for Aussie Open and Henare.
Yeah. But, yeah. So, the people have been waiting.
Yeah.
About your official statement.
Right.
Have you declared war on United Empire? Is this now a blood feud?
Well,
is this an ass feud?
So listen, title reigns can't last forever, right? And there's only one 69 champion.
That's a fact.
There's only one 6 or 9. And it's what it is. Master Wato, I don't want to, drag a guy down. Maybe not. Maybe in the long lineage of Taguchi tag partners, he's at the bottom of the list.
I'm gonna go with he's a real distant second to who's that guy? Prince Devitt.
Right. But again, is it a blood feud against United Empire? Empires fall, right? I mean, that's just what it is. Eventually, every empire has their day.
Okay.
And they may be on top for a while, but eventually it crumbles. Look at the Roman Empire. Look at the British Empire. Look at what's happening to the American Empire. So is it a blood feud? Maybe. Except for you, Great O'Con, fucking rule, buddy. You're the dude.
So if you see any other member of United Empire in person, is it on site?
Listen, Eddie Kingston taught us all what on site meant.
That's true.
And yeah, I guess so.
Okay,
other than Great
site.
O'Con, because he's going to delight us with his American exploits this week.
He's the only one that matters.
He's the only one that matters. But here's the thing.
So if you see somebody from United Empire in person, are you just going to run and try to hip attack them?
Yes.
So they know where you're coming from.
This is for Taguchi! Let me ask you a question, Brett.
Okay.
What's a cooler number? 69 or 70? Does anybody give a shit about the 70 to something?
I don't think I've given a fuck about anything that's
right.
70.
But everybody loves the 69.
I ain't wrong, brother.
That's what it is.
All right.
That's all I need. Empires fall, 69 lives forever.
Okay. That's the official statement.
Right.
That's Taguchi USA's official statement on
That's
things.
right. That's right.
Good to know.
Bad times don't last. 6 or 9 does. All
right, I was waiting with anticipation all week about that.
Yeah, listen.
Match was actually pretty good.
Was it good? Yeah.
It was 25 minutes.
Oh Jesus. Listen, I'll tell you though, and I love ragging on him. Wato's not that bad. He's not great, but he ain't that bad. He's got some decent strikes. He has 1 or 2 things that he can do. I don't think he's ever going to be anything. I think this is where he's at.
He's plateaued.
But I don't think he's terrible. It's not like fucking Yoshi.
Lose a haircut, brother.
Yeah, but it's not like Goto and Yoshihashi holding the main straps and Goto having to do all that fucking work because Yoshihashi fucking stinks out loud.
Yoshihashi's not that bad.
Yeah, Yoshihashi fucking stinks.
So yeah. The other match I watched from these road shows, which you watched as well,
yes,
was for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. The champ Taiji Ishimori going up against the Best of the Super Juniors winner, Hiromu Takahashi.
Okay. What'd you think of this match, pal?
Holy fuck.
Yeah?
Dude. This match was crazy.
Okay.
I loved it. I loved their reversals going towards the end of the match. Mm-hmm. Everything was getting reversed.
Yeah.
Whenever Hiromu does that flying dropkick off the apron, it's so sick. I love when Ishimori hangs the guys sitting on the rope and he does that sliding German suplex. That looks so cool.
Yeah. People are trying to start to do that now, and he does it the best.
Yeah. I thought it was fucking awesome.
Okay.
Ishimori retains.
Right.
What'd you think of it?
So, here's what I'm going to say about it. They're both super talented dudes.
Uh-oh.
Hiromu and Ishimori are wildly talented.
Uh-oh.
But for whatever reason, when I put this on, it did not click with me.
Okay.
So much so that, like, I'm not even going to actually rate it because it was me.
Okay.
It didn't capture my focus. And then, like, I was like, holy shit, this match is long. What's going on?
What time did you try watching this?
I watched it. It was like 10:30. Like, when I watch most of my wrestling, it just, for whatever reason, at that moment, it did not connect with me. And I know it was me. It was just whatever. Sometimes it just happens. You go to watch a wrestling thing.
It just, you think you're in the mood to watch it, and you're actually not.
Right. But like, they're super talented. There's a ton of great moments in this match. Like, there's a ton of shit where you're like, this was cool, this was cool, this was cool. This guy's awesome. I can't believe he did that. Like, I love both these dudes, but like, for whatever reason, I'm just like, okay. It went too. I was like, this went on too long. Especially for a guy who, like, when I'm watching it, like, the first 10, 15 minutes didn't hook me. Okay. So then I was just like, I'm on my phone, I'm looking around, I'm, whatever. So I can't fairly judge it. I understand that that's on me. But lots of people did really love it. So don't listen to me.
I loved it a whole ass ton.
I liked what happened after much more than the match.
Yeah, so Ishimori's addressing the crowd.
Yes.
And all of a sudden some super familiar music hits.
Yeah.
And the crowd stands up because they're super elated.
They yell.
They start yelling.
Right.
And
huge pop.
Kushida is back in New Japan.
It's good to have my brother in Taguchi Japan back.
See?
He's a Taguchi Japan member.
He is.
We lose the belts, but we get one guy stronger.
So Kushida's officially back in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Didn't really, I guess, claim that he's going after Ishimori.
Yeah.
They have unfinished business, but, afterwards, like, in a statement, like, he said, I'm here for New Japan. He goes, I want to help New Japan grow.
Yeah.
I want to help the juniors grow. He said, I live in Florida now. I'm moving to LA.
Yeah.
He goes, I want to help the dojo grow. I want to help the presence of New Japan Pro Wrestling grow worldwide.
And he's going to fly over for all the stuff from California.
Which is why he's moving to LA.
Right.
And LA is going to help the dojo.
Yeah.
Which, geez, oh no, Kushida is one of the helpers at the dojo.
Right.
Darn.
Yeah.
We only have Shibata and Kushida.
Right. That belt's going to be around Kushida's waist sooner rather than later.
You would think, right?
I think you have to.
You have to.
And again,
he comes back. A star still.
He did a while ago say that he was interested in jumping into the G1. He's saying now that he's not.
Yeah.
That he has signed a long-term contract. He's going to end his career in New Japan.
Yeah.
I guarantee you we're going to see him in AEW, especially because he's living in the U.S.
Absolutely.
And.
he said, I'm not moving up to heavyweight.
Right.
He goes, that's not why I'm here.
Yeah.
He goes, and I'm not joining Bullet Club.
Right.
He goes, that's not why I'm here, because that was another rumor, he was going to come back and just join Bullet Club.
He's already in Taguchi Japan. He can't.
What if he betrays Taguchi Japan?
Then he's dead to me.
Are you gonna put a video of you lighting his action figure on fire?
That action figure's fucking cool. I don't know that I could.
It's one of the best.
It's one of the best elites WWE has ever made.
Yeah.
The face sculpt is on point. The gear is on point.
Everything's
the
perfect.
Pose is perfect. Like the hands they give him.
Everything about shirt, the vest, everything is perfect.
Everything, the shorts, the watch on his wrist, the point finger, the glasses are great. Everything about that Kushida figure fucking rules.
Yeah. It's actually one of my favorite.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
But it's the best thing about his WWE run.
Yeah. Man, he got boned.
Yeah, he did. He's such a good wrestler. He's 39.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to have him back, man, for real.
Me too.
I think you put that belt on him for as talented as guys like Hiromu are. I think Kushida is sorely missed. And
Kushida and Hiromu have a lot of history together.
Right. Yeah.
Hiromu was kind of the downfall of Kushida.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So who knows?
Right. And you can get with the elevated Despy, Kushida, it's, there's a lot of stuff that can happen.
Oh, man. That junior division just changed, brother.
And if he's in LA, that means he's probably going to be on Strong a bunch, too.
You would think, right?
So he'll be there wrestling some cool people.
Yeah.
He can go in, like, Josh Alexander and shit. Like, he can have some really cool stuff.
Yeah,
so.
There's a lot of cool shit lined up for him.
Yeah, I love that dude. We love that dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
before we get into AEW, you watched 2 other matches.
Oh, I did.
From other promotions, which I did not watch.
I did.
Because I don't know. I don't fucking know.
So,
what was I even doing this week? What did I do? Oh, I know. Monday night I went and saw Top Gun Maverick.
There you go.
I fucking lost my mind during it.
Good.
Go on.
So, if you want this whole show and this match talked about more eloquently, go listen to At Odds with Wrestling, because I'm pretty sure it was their homework for this week. AIW, Gangsta Rap made me. Oh, Adam was there, so they're covering it.
Adam was there. I don't know how much he remembers of it.
AIW, Gangsta Rap made me do it. Everybody talked about this main event. This was the Matt Cardona's pick to wrestle Josh Bishop.
Okay.
This was Cardona got hurt. It was supposed to be Bishop versus Cardona for the Absolute and Intense Championships. So Cardona picks two guys: Matt Justice, who has a history, and Joey Janela returning to AIW. So they make it a 3-way, not a handicap match, assuming that Matt Justice and Joey Janela are going to team up to take on down Josh Bishop.
Sure.
No rules in a 3-way. And this thing is, I'm just going to tell you this right now. It is 5 stars of fuckery.
Yeah.
Like, it is just insanity.
Bonkers.
If you're looking for pro wrestling, look somewhere else. This is chaos. This is unprotected chair shots.
I like chaos.
This is people going through doors. This is people bouncing off guardrails propped up against the ring. So Bishop bleeds almost immediately because he loves this business.
Of course he does.
Matt Justice bleeds very shortly after that because he loves this business. Joey Janela must not love this business. Joey Janela also the only guy to put his hands up for chair shots in this match. Maybe that makes him smarter than everybody else. I don't know. But I'll tell you who I liked more in the match, and it's the other two guys. There is a bump in this match where they have all the fans put their chairs on the side of the ring. Throw them over the guardrails. They are not neatly stacked. They are just opened and piled. They're not collapsed. They're open and just piled on top of each other. And Bishop and Janela do a spot. Justice kicks them off. And Bishop holds on to the ropes a little too long. So Joey takes the whole fucking bump and Bishop kind of just falls down a little bit. Looks like he might have hurt his leg. Crazy stuff. There's the biggest ladder I've ever seen in a wrestling ring. Maybe it just looked that big because maybe they used them in WWE for Money in the Bank, but it doesn't look as big because it's in this giant arena. When it's in this little room, I swear to God, it was a 30-foot ladder. I didn't even know they made 30-foot ladders. It's huge. And they did stuff off of that. This was just fun craziness, man. I recommend going back and watching it. If anybody has it, it's on Jerry's Internet Wrestling Emporium.
Yeah, if I get some time,
use promo code Mortis.
It still works, by the way.
That's good.
It still works.
We get nothing, but
I was told it still works.
Oh yeah? Well, that's good. I'll shoot Jerry a line for our kickback. But
a kickback.
But yeah, craziness. Again, listen to At Odds because Adam was there. You can see him front row.
Oh yeah,
in his Matt Cardona shirt.
Oh, of course.
In varying states of distress.
Of sobriety.
But yeah, this match was a ton of fun. That was the only thing I watched off, and everybody was talking about that. I thought it was really cool. Janela gives a little speech afterwards, glad to be back and blah, 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 whatever. They got some stuff coming up. So that was a really good match. I'm sure the rest of the show was good too. The other thing I watched, because they were hyping it up yesterday on social media, Prestige Wrestling, also on IWTV on Jerry's Internet Wrestling Emporium, but they announced they had their main event of their most recent show up on YouTube for free, which I think is a brilliant idea.
Oh sure,
I think if you like this match and then you want to see more of it, you got to sign up for IWTV. I think that makes a ton of sense. Prestige is getting a lot of press.
I know their name's been
because Mox was just there. I think that was
he?
Yeah. They're Oregon. I think this was in LA. Whatever. Moriarty versus Takeshita. Mm-hmm. They put this out. Obviously, they're proud of this match. They wanted everybody to see it. And if that was the case, I was going to watch it. And it's really good, man. Yeah. Takeshita is a fucking star, right? So Moriarty is a phenomenal professional wrestler. They're both young guys. Takeshita getting a little bit of AEW exposure here and there.
How about he got an official AEW merch shirt?
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he's joining that Pro Wrestling Flosion shirt line too.
Like that, yeah.
But
I want to see that guy in person.
Me too. Didn't we?
Like
he was on an episode of Dark when we were in Philly, wasn't he?
At an indie,
right?
I want to see him.
See him go.
I'd like to see him in person.
Okay.
At an indie.
All right.
So anybody who would like to make that happen.
Anybody who wants to, let's say, steel stack the card at a show.
Anybody
feels like stacking a show.
I would like to see him.
Right. Yeah.
That is my request.
Okay. So, this match is really good.
I'm sure.
If you are interested in what AEW is going to be in 5 years, watch this. Because Moriarty's going to, I think he got signed around the same time as Garcia and Wheeler, and he hasn't had the exposure.
No. He really only had that one good match against Punk.
Right. But he'll get there. He's really talented. Takeshita, I think, is going to get there quicker because the one thing, Takeshita's a bigger dude, but, Takeshita has that glow.
Yeah.
When you look at him, you're like, that guy's a star. Moriarty's a very talented wrestler. He's got Taiga style. People love him. He's super talented. He's a good-looking dude. He'll get there too. But sometimes when you look at a wrestler, you just see there is just not even in the ring, just walking to the ring. You're like, he's a what now?
The it factor,
right? And he has it. There is a bunch of cool stuff in this match. They go for it, man. It's really fucking cool. They have the elevated ramp to the ring, and there is a DDT that Takeshita gives to Moriarty that is sick.
Yeah.
They're both really good. Watch the match. They're hyping it up for a reason. I retweeted it from our account. It's definitely worth it. It's 26 minutes total, entrance to finish and speech afterwards. Yeah. So I guess they have a little bit of beef too in this match because Takeshita loves Cinnabon.
He does, yeah.
And Lee Moriarty loves Auntie Anne's.
Ooh.
And in a promo, Lee Moriarty kicked Cinnabon. And after the match, Takeshita is
now he's got beef with Todd Roker.
Right. But Takeshita gets the mic and he's like, thank you. I want to do this again down the road. We're both going to be stars. We're both the future of this business. I want to do this down the road. But because I beat you, you have to promise to never kick a Cinnabon again.
I love that. God damn it.
And Lee Moriarty was like, I promise you with my life, I will never kick another Cinnabon.
I love that, the Cinnabon, Twitter account will randomly tweet it to Takeshi be like, miss you.
Yeah, right.
I love him.
So the one thing, and again, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm trying to be as constructive criticism as I possibly can for Prestige because they are getting their name out there. Commentary. Just want to bring it up.
Oh, boy.
I'm not going to say it was bad. I don't know the guys' names. I just watched this little clip. So they have two guys. They have a color and a play-by-play. They both sort of crisscross back and forth into those territories, sort of like wrestling commentary does these days.
Yeah, they definitely do.
So they love hyperbole, and I get it. You're hyping your stuff up. It's indie wrestling, but there's a lot of this is a dream match. This is the best match I've ever seen. Yeah. I've called wrestling. I've been a part of the wrestling business for years and years, and I've called matches up and down this coast and all over the world. And
were they overselling?
And this is the best match I've ever called. And I get it. You're hyping your shit up.
Of course.
But my bigger issue
every year, this WrestleMania is the greatest WrestleMania of all time.
My bigger problem is the guy who is the play-by-play guy screams a lot at all the big bumps. And the reason why I wanted to bring it up, and again, not that they're listening, just if you're watching this, if you're preparing to watch this, turn your TV down.
Oh boy, that's always
because his level when he screams goes so loud over everything else that is happening. That I was watching this night and I was like, oh, he's going to talk, boop, 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 bump the remote down. Yeah. Because he is loud. It makes the microphones rattle. And it's any big bump, you get a, oh my God, because Joey Styles existed. You get a lot of that, but it is full-lunged, screaming into the microphone. And he is doing it so much that the levels are peaking and it's rattling everything.
Yeah.
And so, excitement is fine. you're the play-by-play guy, so he's like, oh, there's an arm drag takeover, here's this, into the suplex. It's like, holy shit, dude, I understand excitement. I understand commentary. It helps people get into the match while they're watching it, but it was literally hurting my ears.
Yeah.
So that was rough, but it doesn't take anything away. That was more of a PSA for if you're going to watch this match, and you should, just bump your volume down a couple little things so that you're not as like, what the fuck is happening when this guy yells, because it is insane.
All right.
But this match was really good, and they're the future of wrestling. They're the future of AEW. I don't see how they can't be. I think Moriarty deserves and can go, so should get a little more airtime. Again, you have two guys who are in the same boat as him, getting a lot of airtime and a lot. They're Yuta and Daniel Garcia are saddled with the entirety of the top 5 of AEW right now.
Yeah. So
it's hard to sneak in another guy who's very similar. But 5 years, this is your future of this company.
I can see it.
And it's going to be fucking good, man. They're all good wrestlers.
Yeah.
And, Moriarty's a guy, he's got a contract, and he's also traveling the country doing his indie dates, making a name for himself there, and he looks damn good doing it.
That's what I like to hear.
So, this match rule. And it's free on their YouTube, Prestige Wrestling. Check them out.
I'll have to watch
it's on IWTV. There's, they've been doing a bunch of shows. But, this was cool. So I would watch it. They're definitely hyping it for a reason. And I wanted to say, and I said at the beginning, but I think this is really smart because you can hear about it, but like you're gonna shell over $10 for a month of IWTV if you're not really looking at anything else, if you're not really sure. But if they put this match in as good as it is, put this out there, hopefully the plan, and I think it's a good one, that people will be like, wait, this is what now? I can get all their shows for what?
Well, it's like what Defy did with Moxley and Tom Lawler.
Right.
Same
smart.
thing.
It's smart.
Yeah.
So
it's a good strategy.
Right. I like it. Bring people in. Put asses in seats. Don't show them what they can get. And then hopefully they
put
go.
Put the eyeballs on the product.
Right. Hopefully they, people buy in to IWTV to see that, and then finds all the other cool shit that's running on there.
Yeah.
Because there's a ton of shit, and there's a ton of old shit.
I still get all the goddamn updates like IWTV going live now.
Right.
So
yeah.
Man, they run a ton of shit.
They do. And they have a better interface than a lot of other wrestling streaming services, so.
Ain't wrong.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we'll go to AEW.
Yes.
So Rampage from this past Friday.
Rampage.
You had Jon Moxley versus Dante Martin.
Yes.
I like that they give a little backstory. Like every match, Dante Martin competes a little more. That was good. Mm-hmm. Again, it's a foregone conclusion. Mox is going to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
She did. I liked on commentary Jericho breaking up Johnny Saint. That made me smile.
Yeah, I think Dante Martin, again, we've talked about it here, suffering from start and stop because his brother gets hurt. They put him with Seidel. His brother comes back. His brother gets hurt again. So, what do? I think you let him. I think you unleash this kid. I think at some point you got to just let him fucking go.
Yeah,
because he will impress people. He will get people immediately behind him because of the shit that he can do.
It's tough because it's still you got a lot of mouths to feed.
There's a lot of that's it. There's a lot of people at the top of that roster. Absolutely. And for oh shit moments in the ring, you're competing with Darby Allin and a bunch of other people, so it is tough.
Yeah.
But that kid's good. Again, he's young. You can afford to keep him under a contract for a few years. And,
sure.
Once people decide where they want to go or who you do and don't want to pay, you got a young roster.
He could be one of the futures of the company.
Yeah, definitely. Sure. Definitely.
Regal had one of the coolest lines on commentary.
Okay.
Moxley fucking destroyed him with the King Kong lariat, they call it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jericho called it a clothesline, and Regal goes, "Oh no, Mr. Jericho, a clothesline knocks people down, a lariat knocks people out."
That's right.
I was like, "Fuck, that was so cool! I love you, William Regal."
And that's an important distinction because to the untrained eye, you wouldn't know the difference. And a lot of commentary calls one the other as if they're interchangeable. And they're not.
Yeah.
They're not. The old way that I used to do it used to think of it when I was a kid. Because you didn't see lariats in America when we were kids.
Yeah.
But a clothesline is something that, an opponent runs into or is run into. A lariat is swung.
Yeah, lariat, you're knocking somebody's
right. A lariat is swung at you.
Say what you will about, Bradshaw, but like the clothesline from hell,
yeah,
that was a fucking lariat.
It was a lariat, right? Because he swung it.
Yeah, he was looking to knock your head off.
Right, but that's because WWE uses those interchangeably. And then there's even sometimes, if you even look back far enough, some people used to call the Axe Bomber a clothesline or a lariat. So
the Axe Bomber.
Yeah.
You had next.
Learn your wrestling.
Next, you had Max Caster and the Ass Boys.
Yes.
Going up against Bear Country and Leon Ruff.
Ruffin' It is their tag team name?
Ruffin' It. Okay. That's something.
Yeah.
What did you think of Max Caster's rap in the beginning?
At this point, I don't remember it.
Where he said, I was going to mention something, but I had to do an NDA.
Oh, yeah, right. It was the Vince McMahon one.
Uh-huh.
Again, that seems so far ago to me. But yes, right. Yeah, very funny. Good.
They just come out and squash the fuck out of
Right, they squash them. And, like, for the rap, like, I know.
You know what? Scissor me daddy ass.
Right, scissor me daddy ass. As far as the rap goes, and I know Caster has rightfully so gotten himself in some hot water here and there. I think this is such a light jab that's really funny, and like isn't like punching down and whatever. And like I think this is This is where he should be directed. Like this is perfect.
I still don't know how much longer you could have these guys coming out of the bad guy tunnel.
Are they supposed to be bad guys?
Yeah.
Oh, there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
Billy Gunn's with them. Billy Gunn, like the Ass Boys, when the Ass Boys split and Billy Gunn goes with the Acclaim.
It's going to happen. I still like whoever decided to put this pairing
It's perfect.
together.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Because they're so much fun together.
Scissor me daddy ass should be on the t-shirt. It's insane.
I love like the faces Bowens and Billy Gunn both make when they do the scissor.
I like that Billy Gunn is having as much fun as Billy Gunn is.
Billy Gunn gets it.
Right.
He's no fucking
I saw somebody, I think it was Van Vliet maybe, interviewing Billy Gunn, and they asked him like how are you like 59 or 58 years old or whatever you are with that physique, and he's like, well, my diet's real good. I'm like, sure it is, Billy.
Diet.
Yeah, broccoli don't do that shit, brother.
Eating your carrots.
I eat vegetables too, asshole.
Yeah, like, all right, Bill, there's a reason why you got fired from Tough Enough a couple years ago.
Yeah. It looks fucking good though, man. Listen, I ain't complaining.
Yeah.
Again, it's not less drugs, it's more drugs given to the right people, and Billy Gunn's one of them right people.
That's a fact. Or
forever and always.
Dan House likes to call him the largest human on earth, Bill Ass.
He's a massive man. Yeah. We talk about that all the time. Yeah. I remember seeing him at a church, a show in Scranton, a church, and I remember him and I'm pretty sure him and Road Dogg were there. Vin Gerard fucking big timed me on a 8x10 at that show. And Billy Gunn was like, that's the biggest dude I've ever seen. Again, we say it all the time on the show. He's a fucking Hasbro. He's
a Hasbro.
You had to be. So
fuck yeah, Billy Gunn.
Bill Gunn forever.
Hook has like a little interview where he says nothing, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then Danhausen comes up talking about how next Friday on Rampage there will be a challenge from New Japan Pro Wrestling Dojo Masters.
Yeah.
And Danhausen's like, I'll curse them if you like.
Do we know who that's going to be yet?
Yeah. So they announced it's that guy, the DKC.
Oh, okay.
Which is like my least favorite of the Young Lions out in the dojo.
I would have done Danny Limelight.
He's not a young lion.
Oh, they said it was Young Lion?
Yeah. I would have done that other guy, Kevin Knight. I think he has more potential than DKC. Not a fan of DKC.
Yuya's there. Why not use you? I guess Yuya's in the body.
You could have done Yuya.
Could have done Yuya. Yuya's awesome.
Yuya, unless somebody's like, we don't want Hook to beat Yuya.
Maybe. I guess that could be.
Yeah,
that's true. You got to get your
feet, more on that a little bit later.
You're feeding people to Hook. That's right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Hook crushes people. Yeah. So next was Jade Cargill and Willow Nightingale.
Yeah, super excited for this.
Yeah, we get Stoke on commentary, which is always a good time.
Yeah.
How about fucking Jade hitting the pedigree?
Right. So I liked when they come back from commercial break and Willow has the advantage. Mm-hmm. That's really cool. Jade hits the pedigree, and it's great.
And that crowd was like, oh, fuck.
I want to ask you a question about it, though. Why was it great? What made her pedigree different than pedigrees of recent?
Because she kept the arms hooked all the way down.
Because she hooked the arms all the way down. The way you're supposed to fucking do it. But the way Triple H had to stop doing it because he was killing people.
Yeah, after that one guy when he took a run on his fucking head because he thought he was taking like a pile driver.
Yep. That's
AKA the pedigree 96.
Right. You want to do a pedigree the right way. You don't let go of his fucking arms.
Hold on. You gotta
and that's what it is. And she did it. And I was like, holy shit, she held the arms the whole way. Yeah. That is awesome. Yeah. That's the right way to do that fucking move.
Jade gets the win,
of
course. Willow's getting beat down a little bit afterwards.
Yeah.
Athena runs out. Dude, when she hit that O-face...
Dude, she murders Kira.
I was like, Kira Hogan sold that like a motherfucker.
She hit Kira Hogan so hard that Red Velvet got hurt.
Yeah, seriously, man. Like, when she hit it, I went, oh, fuck.
Right. Insane.
Yeah.
I don't know. Listen, I have a minor knowledge of what to do inside of a professional wrestling ring. Minor knowledge. I cannot for the life of me understand one iota of how that move is pulled off and worked.
It's incredible.
It's nuts.
I love it.
It's absolutely nuts.
Like, and the way Hogan sold it too, wow.
Yep.
They end up getting the advantage again. Statlander comes running out. Statlander, I love you. I think you're great. You committed violent assault, though.
This is my favorite part of the thing.
How fucking dare you touch him?
I loved it.
I mean, I did too. But, like, man, she paintbrushed him and he sold it like he got shot.
It's the little things in wrestling that matter.
Yep.
And that little, like, running down and just paintbrushing him in the back of the head and Stoke being as good as he is was so perfect. Like, it's almost like walked into like a we're friends and I'm ribbing you territory, but it was so good because he sold it so well. It was awesome.
Did you see his live press conference announcing that he's suing Kristen Statlander for $1.5 million?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And he said that when he wins, he's going to give that money back to the community, go to Prada, buy some stuff for the baddies, get a pit bull.
Okay.
He's the best.
I like it.
And then, main event.
Yeah.
Darby Allin versus Bobby Fish.
Mm-hmm.
I actually thought this was like pretty good.
Yeah.
Darby was, of course, bumping like a motherfucker.
Right.
As he does.
Right. When a man is 73 years your senior, you have to bump for him. That's very true.
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
Right.
Darby wins.
Yes. More importantly.
Well, yeah, Darby got the win. After the match, Kyle O'Reilly comes walking out. Lights go out. Lights go out. Lights go out. The Stinger's back.
Stinger's back, baby.
He fucking low blows Kyle O'Reilly with a baseball bat. Darby ends up Pillmanizing Bobby Fish's leg with the fucking coffin drop.
Yeah.
And there's rumors that both O'Reilly and Fish are hurt.
Yeah.
And this was a way to get Fish off TV.
Right. O'Reilly's probably just a little banged up, I think.
I hope, man.
Yeah, dude, that dude, he's too good of a singles guy right now.
Yeah.
Insane.
Well, and I think, like, you kind of look at it as like, oh, he's not on Forbidden Door. He's hurt.
Right.
He's banged up.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Right.
It's just add two more guys to
the we could have had O'Reilly Shibata, too, at Forbidden Door.
Tease me like that ever.
If you haven't seen it, go watch O'Reilly Shibata, everybody.
The things that dreams are made of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
really glad Stinger's back because he was banged up for a bit too.
Yeah, well, did you watch his like little post match like live for the crowd? It was good. He's talking about like because Tony Khan comes out, Shivani comes out and stuff, and then Danhausen's out there and Hook's out there, and he's putting over like Darby and Hook, and Danhausen's like these guys are the future.
Oh, this is where that Misfits picture comes from.
Okay. Yeah, and he says he's like this is the future. He goes, and he said he goes. I was doing this shit about 60 years ago.
Yeah.
And he goes, but guess what? I'm still diving off balconies.
Good.
Which made me real happy.
I love Stinger, man.
Sting forever.
Yep.
So that's Rampage.
Yes.
It was a fun watch this week, I thought.
Yeah, it was good. The ratings were in the shitter.
Yeah, real bad.
But again, they still finished better than like anything else on cable. Like
it's tough.
Again, lots of talk this week. We didn't really get into this, but lots of chatter on the internet about a lot of shit. A lot of people with their opinions. And you're certainly allowed to have them. I know I have mine. Just a guy asking questions, but
oh boy,
lots of people talk about lots of things. And again, I will say this. If you're like looking at AEW's ratings and you're like, oh my God, Warner's going to cancel them. What are they going to do? They have to turn it around.
Yeah.
I guarantee you got something more to worry about. They're fucking fine. Rampage is on at 10 o'clock on a Friday. That's a death spot.
That's tough, man. Yeah.
That's a death spot that pulls like 500,000 to 600,000 regularly. That's fucking good, man.
Yeah.
Like I know they took a dip. There was a bunch of other shit happening on TV, I'm sure. They're fine. If Dynamite ratings matter, maybe. probably not.
Yeah.
Rampage ratings do not matter. If they ever put Rampage or another show in a primetime spot somewhere, then it'll fucking matter. But this is a 10 o'clock show on Friday night that's pulling hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
They're fine, everybody.
Yeah, well, just looking at Dynamite last night, they pulled 878, which was up what was last week, like 7.
And it was the number one in cable.
Number one show on cable. So.
Right, and that's the thing. You're getting
going
pulled,
up against it was a good NHL game last night,
you're getting pulled in a million directions for between television and streaming and on demand. There's so many
options. Yeah.
Everything. There's so many options. So, like, people look at these numbers, and those don't count YouTube TV. My number doesn't count. Like, this is just Nielsen ratings. They're outdated. It doesn't count people. It doesn't count people DVRing and watching it again later. It doesn't count streaming. Yeah. It doesn't count any of that shit. Don't worry about it. Worry about where it is compared to what else is on TV at the time.
Yep.
And nobody, I don't care if you're pulling 5 viewers. If you're the number one thing on cable that week with 5 viewers, you're safe.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
I think they're fine.
They're fine.
Yeah. So, speaking of Dynamite, let's get into it.
Dynamite.
Bryan Danielson comes out. They said during the week that he's going to address Forbidden Door and Blood and Guts.
Yeah.
He's been out since the last pay-per-view, which was about a month ago.
Yeah.
With a concussion. It just comes out, says, got good news and bad news. Bad news is I'm not cleared to compete.
Right.
He says, even though right now I could wrestle and I could read like a 5,000 word book and no problem. And I can go run 2 miles right now and not break a sweat, but I'm not cleared.
Right.
I think that's probably a little frustration coming out there.
Sure.
He's probably thinking, I'm fine, but they're not going to clear him. And I get it, man. His history, you got to be extra cautious.
He got concussed. He was told he would never wrestle again.
Yeah.
We know that concussions lead to CTE. We know the long-lasting effects. We know how bad it can be. It's a miracle that he got cleared ever again.
Yeah.
So they're going to be super extra cautious.
Yeah.
Because all it's going to take is one more to end his wrestling career.
Yeah.
So it sucks. I hope that he is as good as he thinks he is. I hope that he's not overlooking the other signs, the long-term effects they could be telling you about.
Yeah.
But it literally could take one. I know there's a ton of people out there that had one bump, one concussion, and it's over. They're scary shit. So, like, I know it sucks. Of course I wanted to see him.
Oh, of course.
I think they'll circle back to him and Zack Sabre.
Yeah, they'll get there.
But
because like he said, and he did say, he goes, I'm fine.
Right.
He goes, I didn't get cleared in time, pretty much.
Right.
And he announces, I won't be able to do this, but I have a replacement against Zack Sabre Jr. and in Blood and Guts. And he goes, and if you know anything about me, I don't under-deliver on my promises, and you people are going to love it. He goes, but I came out of the bad guy tunnel, so you're going to have to wait till Sunday to find out.
Right.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Especially on a pay-per-view that is supposed to be a pretty big fucking deal.
Yes.
To me, I just don't like that.
Yeah.
I think with Punk being out.
Yeah.
Now Danielson's out. That's 2 of your top 5 names in AEW.
Right.
You gotta put all hands on deck here.
Right. So this is the thing that opens the show, right? And the narrative, the talk going into this show was Okada's not going to be there. Yeah. Naito's not going to be they're not going to get anybody else.
A lot of negativity surrounding it.
So at this point in the show, we don't know who's going to be there and who's not going to be, other than the fact that we know now for sure that what was probably the number 2 marquee match on this show at this point isn't going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? So, listen, the other problem with it, and where I agree with you, where I don't like it, is that it's a hell of a lot easier here to be a disappointment than not.
That's the problem.
So, because when you say it's a mystery, people are immediately. I have my decision made up in my brain, right?
Yep. For me, it's especially one guy or bust.
In today's sort of climate of the internet and Twitter and how powerful all that is, It happens across the board, right? A new Star Wars movie comes out, new Star Wars TV show comes out, and they don't do something with a character that one person that a group of people love. Star Wars sucks.
Yeah.
A Star Wars movie comes out and it doesn't go the way you thought it would. This fucking sucks. It happens with everything.
Sure.
Any sort of media, people when they're waiting for something long enough and they're told it's going to be a surprise, they create what they want in their heads, and if it doesn't meet it, it's going to be a disappointment.
Yep.
So there's one dude it can be to not disappoint the world.
Too, there's only one person.
It's Claudio. It's Cesaro.
Yeah.
I think it has to be.
Yeah.
And then it can't be like a one-off, right?
No, because they're saying like it's a debut.
Right. Newest member of the Blackpool Combat Club. That's the only person that it could. So like, it could be other people. Like, but I think if it's Gresham, I think it's a disappointment.
Agreed. That's a letdown.
And beyond that, I don't even know who the fuck it could be. Who else?
The other name floating around was Gargano.
I would. That's a bigger disappointment than Gresham, because of Danielson saying how good of a technical wrestler that person is and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I think Gargano's even bigger of a letdown. Gargano is in the city, and he did tweet like, it's fucking coincidence. I'm only going to be there for 8 hours. I promise you I'm not going to be on the show. I know you're not going to believe me. He's like, but I'm not there. It's got to be Cesaro, and like I said online, if it isn't, everyone who's at my house for the pay-per-view, I will give $1 to.
Who else could it be?
It can be no one else. And I hope that's why they're leaving it as a surprise, because who else can it be?
What if it's Bray Wyatt?
But if it's anybody else...
What if it's Randy Orton breaking contract?
If it's anybody else, you have a Batista at Royal Rumble situation, and that segment is dead.
Yeah.
There's one dude.
It's
one dude.
I assume this is going to probably be the show opener.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
And I understand. So
to get, especially if it's Claudio, to get that pop.
That's true.
It'll be a show.
And there is a method to leaving it a mystery, because you want that pop, right? You want everybody to talk about it. But also, if Danielson introduced him there and he came out in his suit, looking good, doing the pose, looking like he does, and being as known as he is, maybe you get more buys for a pay-per-view that's probably going to underperform. Not because I don't think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be fucking awesome.
I do too.
But a lot of people are down on it because they like to be down on shit. And wanted more storyline. And it's just that's not the purpose of this thing. No. But I think you could have possibly sold more showing who it was going to be. Unless it's not Cesaro, and then you want everyone to talk about it being Cesaro and hope they buy in anticipation that it's Cesaro, but then you're rolling the dice on a disappointment.
Yeah, you're rolling the dice on really letting the fans down.
Right.
The problem is, like, listen, okay, if this was going down on a Dynamite or like one of those specially branded Dynamites, I get it. Keep it a surprise.
Because they're saying this person is in Blood and Guts also now.
Like, I get it. Keep it a surprise. But, like, hey, man, you got pay-per-views to sell here.
Right.
And I know, like, seems like a black cloud over the show.
Mm-hmm. There shouldn't be. This show's gonna be fucking cool.
I mean, it's more so with, like, the Punk and Danielson. Yeah. That's fucking massive, dude.
Right. Agreed.
But, like, hey, you've really got to, I hate to say it, go all in.
Right.
But, like, kind of, put your fucking chips to the table here.
Right.
Let's, you got pay-per-views to sell, brother.
Agreed.
Because the problem is, like, if this flops...
And I guarantee you there's a lot of money going into this.
Yeah, I mean, they did over $1 million at the gate, which is fine. Yeah, right. Like, they're not losing money here. That's for sure. But you want this... there's only one first split show.
Right. If it undersells the last pay-per-view, which I think was under 200,000 buys, which is still good numbers, it's fine, people are going to tear it apart.
Yeah,
like, and I don't think you're going to match that anyway, because it isn't a storyline. This is just a wrestling show.
It's wrestling. There
shouldn't really even be any storyline outside of leading into Blood and Guts, like with Eddie and stuff. That's the only storyline they're advancing for AEW in this show.
Yeah,
there's not much else. You can create some stuff here, but like Christian Cage and Jungle Boy, none of that shit's happening on this fucking show.
Yeah.
So like, this is a show for wrestling. This is for people to sit and what? Oh shit! I never thought I'd see these guys share a ring, let alone in American wrestling. Look at the partnership. Look how cool it can be. Yeah. Let's see what we can make out of it.
Yep.
Isn't enough for some people. The WWE fans aren't buying this pay-per-view to see what AEW can deliver. No. They're just fucking not.
No.
but hopefully it does really good internationally because New Japan people aren't necessarily buying AEW pay-per-views either.
No,
so
this isn't like for free or anything on World. You have to buy it in Japan to watch it.
So hopefully lots of people do.
I hope so.
And that's the thing. I want Japan and I want American fans to get eyes on people that maybe they haven't had before.
Yeah.
Because if that can open the door to getting somebody like Orange Cassidy in Best of the Super Juniors next year or Kingston in the G1 next year, fuck it. If Ishii's knee is hurt, put Kingston in there now.
Well, see, though, they're not going to.
Yeah, you can't.
Because of how banged up AEW is right now.
Yeah,
they won't.
Right. But I want eyes on the people who deserve it, and let's get some international appeal for some of these people.
Yeah, so I listened to Moxley on Renee's podcast.
Yeah, I got to listen to that. Maybe I'll listen to it tomorrow.
Aside from all the personal stuff, which is amazing talk.
Yeah.
They're talking about Forbidden Door and Moxley saying, I was like, him being one of the main guys who was like, hey, we should work together.
Yeah.
He's like, I fucking love New Japan. I fucking love AEW. Right. I love both of these companies. He goes, why aren't we working together?
Yeah.
He goes, I had to be the one to push, okay, I want Kenta over here.
Right.
I want Nagata over here.
Yeah.
He goes, now that we have a working relationship, he goes, I don't need to push for anything anymore.
Right.
He goes, I think it's great that we have that working relationship. Yeah. He goes, I'm trying to get us to have relationships with other companies too.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm not going to mention who, but you can figure it out, like Defy and GCW, But he talks about that, say when AEW first started, he goes, why don't we have a relationship where a lot of these guys, our younger guys, they're not getting the reps because we have one TV a week. That's it. He goes, and he specifically mentioned, he goes, why don't you send Darby over to Best of Super Juniors? He goes, let him work. Who cares if he loses? Let him work. And he talks about they were at a training session. It was him, Danielson, Regal, and Yuta. They actually train together, And Yuta brought up, he goes, if my visa clears, I have the chance to go to Best of Super Juniors. And he goes, me, Brian, and Regal all said, you better go.
Yeah.
You need to go over there. Who cares if you don't win a match?
Right.
Get the experience. He goes, you get to wrestle some of the best juniors in the world over there. You need to do this.
Right.
So
the only company that treats it special.
Yeah. So now,
well, not the only company, the only country. Japanese wrestling likes their juniors.
WWE tried the Cruiserweight Classic, and that first one was great, no doubt. Right. But when you whiffed on Kota Ibushi and Zack Sabre Jr., it left you with nothing.
Right.
But so I like that it's there, so
and the Japanese model, for those who don't know, they do a thing called excursion, and that you train in the dojo, and in Japan it's a job, right? Your training is paid for by you living in the dojo, and you cook and you clean and you do the laundry for the veterans, and that's how you get your way through. It's treated as an education. A lot of guys go to college first, but it's treated as an education there because it's a trade. It's a legitimate sport. It's training camp. It's learning all that sort of shit. And then when you get to a certain point, they send you to somewhere else to learn how to work a different style with different people and make you a more well-rounded wrestler because the person training you is going to train you the way they know how to wrestle. So a lot of guys from Japan end up in Mexico. A lot of guys end up in the U.S. A lot of guys end up in Canada. Back in the day, that's, Jushin Liger went to fucking in the Stampede in the U.K., wrestling fucking Rollerball Rocco and shit. Ultimo Dragon was a guy who Japan was like, you're a little too small, so he went to Mexico and made his name there. A lot of guys do that shit, and it's a really important thing to make you a well-rounded wrestler. I don't think American wrestling can do that as intense because we do have such a prominent, especially right now, independent wrestling scene.
Yeah, I agree.
Where you're paying your own way through all of that. Yeah. American wrestlers fucking starve forever. Mick Foley slept in his fucking car while he trained.
Look at Eddie.
Right. You starve. You starve for a long. Hopefully, it's not for a long time. Sometimes you starve until you're 40 and you don't get your fucking shot.
Yeah.
Sometimes you never get your shot. Sometimes you're stuck wrestling Metal Maniac until you decide to fucking hang it up. But
Metal Maniac. Holy shit.
I think doing this sort of smaller excursions for some of these guys can really enlighten them and show them and give them that experience, give them those relationships. Because a lot of times, you go back and watch a lot of fucking wrestlers when, things go sour for a star as big as Big Van Vader in the U.S., he had that relationship and he went back to Japan and had a better run than he ever had over here.
Dude, look at
It's super important.
Look at Scott Hall,
right?
Towards the end of his WWF run as Razor Ramon, when he asked Vince, "Let me go work Japan just a couple weeks a year for the paycheck."
Right.
He goes, "Because it's a huge paycheck."
Right.
You know, like
right, and that's the thing.
Well respected.
Stan Hansen, one of the biggest wrestling stars.
Yeah,
people don't know him here. He don't have no fucking action figure here, not yet. Power Town. But like, you know, that dude made a career in Japan. Terry Funk you get paid a lot. If you can get over, you get paid a lot of money to go, and you get that relationship, and it's a great thing to have.
Yeah,
and then Yuta gets to wrestle. Fucking Ishimori and Hiromu
that was their point,
and
was
Despy.
Like, you're wrestling the best out there.
Right.
Like,
and you're picking up from these people. You're in the ring with guys who have all the experience. You're picking up their styles. And New Japan has such a wide amount of styles, especially in that. You had Lindemann and Maniacs running wild. You know, Despy and the Australian guys. Teton, like you have
Robbie Eagles. Right. I mean, you're picking up a lot.
You know, these little excursions, and I know it's grueling. But again, in the United States, you're broke. You're starving until you make it.
Yeah.
You don't have the luxury of a dojo. I mean, the LA dojo exists now, but you don't have the luxury of a dojo. If you're from fucking Hartford, Connecticut, you're paying some guy in a garage $3,000 to teach you how to bump, and then hopefully you're going beyond. So it's just a different system. So get these guys well-rounded. Get these guys like Darby, like these younger guys, Moriarty, Garcia, over there to learn how to communicate. To learn,
point.
You know, communicate in the ring with a guy who, you know, pull a good match out of a guy who doesn't speak the same language as you.
Yep.
Listen to these guys. Listen to the style. Build that relationship. You know, and also travel makes you more worldly, more experienced as a human.
Exactly.
You know, trying, you know, the culture and the food and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's super fucking helpful. And there's a ton of outlets in Japan. And New Japan's the biggest one. So fucking do it. Yeah. I want to see so many more people get those opportunities. You know, and it's harder, like we said, for the top guys. It's harder to lose than Eddie Kingston for weeks and weeks for the G1, or Moxley for months and months. Perfect for a dude like Archer, who's going to go over there. Hopefully eyes get onto him, and he's going to fucking kill it like he did the last time he was in, and he'll come back with his stock a little higher.
Yeah.
You know, but I love it, and, you know, I love the Japanese system, but it's just not feasible everywhere.
No, it's not.
So,
all right, next up on Dynamite. I could talk Japanese wrestling.
Me too.
All fucking night.
I mean, it's my favorite thing, but yeah, we'll move on.
Me too. Yeah, let's keep it pushing. So, we have next on Dynamite, Chaos.
Yes.
Orange Cassidy,
mm-hmm.
Rocky Romero, and Trent
yeah.
Beretta going up against the United Empire.
Mox's promo right before this was really good too, but nothing like to talk about. But I liked it.
It was good.
Mox is good.
I mean, Mox's promo is
right.
You know it's going to be good.
Right. But yeah, Chaos.
Yeah. Versus United Empire, Will Ospreay and Aussie Open,
mm-hmm.
which I don't know their names. They're just Aussie Open. One guy's mustache, one guy's.
I don't know their names either, but they're giant men.
They're awesome.
I didn't expect them to be as big as they are when I saw them in this ring. And we saw them. Were they in DC?
Yeah, we saw them in DC.
And I think we've seen them before that, but like it was in person in DC. Like both of us were like, these guys are good.
Yeah,
like, they're smooth in that ring. Man. They're smooth.
Yeah, and the one guy at the end when he sold OC's Orange Punch, like he got knocked out legit. It looked like, and it was awesome.
Yeah,
this match was, I'd say, the best match of the night.
I thought this was really fun. My one nitpick about it is Rocky a little slow to his setups.
He's old,
right? And that's just what it is. I still think he looks good. I really like Roppongi Vice. I always have.
Yeah.
But like, you know, anytime like you needed him up on the turnbuckle or like in a certain spot, other guys were waiting for him because he's just not as quick as he once was. It's nothing. The match is fine. Most people probably don't notice shit like that, and I'm just watching wrestling from the eyes that I have from being spoiled and knowing too much wrestling for the last
ruining wrestling
forever.
For people.
But I thought this was really fun. I really liked this match.
I thought it was great. I thought everybody carried their weight. Good to see OC back in the ring.
Right, and anybody who's like, OC against Ospreay, really? That's what we're doing here? And I get the story about Andrade came out, and of course I would love to see him go back and hug Naito and build that.
Of course.
And like do all that stuff in Japan like the right way and have that happen. But if you're complaining about, I think you said it, like... You couldn't be more wrong.
Yeah.
And their little bit in this match shows you how fucking good it's going to be.
Dude, when Ospreay did that, like, cartwheel, like, into that backflip over the top rope and landed on his feet on the outside. I was like, he might be the most athletic dude. Right?
That's and that's the thing. Like, I will never discount his athleticism. And we've talked about on the show, we're split on Ospreay on the show.
Blowout.
And I'm so excited. Like this could steal the show. If this doesn't steal the show,
I think it will.
If this doesn't, I'll be surprised.
I think this is gonna be the best match on the show.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah, I think you'll see OC open up more than we ever have.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and he's on that AEW roster. I don't really know anybody else who's as good of a match against Ospreay. And I don't mean matches in wrestling match. Sure. I mean match of abilities and athleticism and style. Him and Andrade would have a fucking banger.
It'd be insane.
But Andrade ain't the athlete.
I keep going back to when they were talking about Ospreay talking about Forbidden Door, where he's like, yeah, sure, I like these big marquee matchups, but give me a Jungle Boy, give me Darby, let us go tear it down for 10 minutes.
I think they're going to have fun working each other. I think that's going to show. And I think Ospreay's going to really sort of be like, all right, let's have fun. Let's do this. Yeah, let's go out there and steal the show. And it really, really fucking could.
Oh, I can't wait.
It really could.
Up next, we had the Christian promo.
Oh, no. Up next, we had a Jay Lethal promo, but we're going to skip that one.
Well, whatever.
Great.
Christian.
Yeah.
Coming out in the black turtleneck. Mm-hmm. Looking super heel.
Michelle saw this. She asked, what did she ask me? She asked why he looks like he was selling vacuum cleaners door to door or something. Yeah, and I was like, he's a bad guy now.
Yeah, he's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy's dress.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy, did he fucking let it fly here.
Yeah.
I thought the promo was real good.
Yeah, the worst thing about this promo is the fucking chowderhead that praised it online so much right after.
Who did that?
Your buddy.
Who's my buddy?
Brother Ray Deadly.
Oh, fucking God damn it. Let me ask, nuclear heat, brother.
You're so close.
God, fuck that guy. I purposely did not listen to Bischoff's podcast this week with Conrad about aces and eights.
Yeah.
Because he was on. There you go. You're losing listenership because of him.
Thermonuclear heat is how he described it.
God, fuck off.
And he's like, is it a heel? Is he a heel or did he just get heat?
Dude, so I did see somebody said last week, after he turned, they go, no, who saw that coming? That's crazy. Everybody's like, dude, everybody's seen this fucking coming.
Brother Ray Deadly fucking sucks.
Moron.
Yeah.
But
if you listen to this podcast and you know Brother Ray Deadly personally, tell him we said he fucking sucks.
He's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the big line was about...
And that's not the whiskey talking.
About, your dad's dead. And I was like... Ooh.
Insane. Right.
Whoa, brother.
That's what... When he said that, Michelle was like, isn't this Luke Perry's kid? I'm like, uh-huh. Yeah. Ain't my fault you raised a piece of shit.
Dude, I love that clip so much.
Yep. This is the Christian we all wanted.
Yeah, it's the instant classic. He's back.
Right. It's just everybody's gonna get so much better, and that shit was like holy fuck! Like,
I know,
this was
I didn't think they were gonna go there, and they went there.
Me either.
Just basically talking like, I think your mom's got the hots for me.
Right. Yep. And she wanted me to be your dad because your dad's.
Oh my god. I know it's like, yikes, we're taking it to that level.
That's Pike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer he's talking about.
I did see some people were like, so this is Christian doing MJF better than MJF does MJF.
I mean, a very prominent AEW wrestler did say on a podcast this week that MJF ain't as good as he thinks he is.
He sure did. When I saw that, I went, whoa.
And said, what's the point of contracts if you want to change it every 6 months?
Yeah.
So.
Oof. And the person who said that, I think they know a thing or two about the biz.
I think so. I think he knows a thing or two about getting what he wants when the time is right.
For real, man. But yeah, anyway. And then Luchasaurus came out and he just is choking the life out of Christian.
So I got really upset at this point because they played Jungle Boy's music.
Well, it's they're both
right.
They've had the same music.
But when it happened,
you thought Jungle Boy was coming out.
I thought Jungle Boy was coming out.
Like, you son of a bitch! Why are you not coming?
Right, and I was like, no.
Selling,
I was like, no. He has to be off TV until at minimum after Forbidden Door, if not further.
I wouldn't have him on TV this week.
I wouldn't. No way.
Guts either.
No way. Don't let anything else take away from this.
Christian and this Luchasaurus story.
Let that work out.
Yeah.
Sit Jungle Boy for a bit, sell it.
Yeah.
When I thought he was coming out, I was like, there goes all the build to carting him out.
Yeah.
You guys are fucking fools. And then when I was glad that he didn't.
Yeah.
So, and the Luchasaurus thing is still dumb, but like it works. Christian made it work.
Because he's like, you're like a son to me. And he's like, he goes, remember what they did to Marco.
Uh-huh.
I was like, ooh.
Yeah. Right.
Christian letting it fly here, brother.
Yeah. Hope they slipped Marco, just mailed him a check.
Yeah.
Like at Western Union, him some money for that.
And then they walk off, and Christian gives that fucking look at the camera, that sly, the world famous Bret Hart looking at the camera. Yep. So next up, I have here for the qualifier for the All Atlantic title, Malachi Black versus Penta.
Okay.
So anything after Christian that I'm not
there is
anything worth talking about?
There is.
What is it?
Because we don't get the reveal until later, but the Young Bucks promo. And then they announce it's the Bucks, ELP,
back in Bullet Club for
and
one night.
Hikuleo versus Darby Sting and what they describe as Sting's cronies.
Yeah.
Which we don't learn about till later. Yeah. And spoiler, it's not RoboCop.
It should have been.
Should have been. It could be 3-on-4 if it was RoboCop because that's his buddy. Yeah. But we'll talk about that later. But yes, then we get
Malachi Black versus Penta.
Right.
It sucked because you knew this was a foregone conclusion because Penta ain't working Forbidden Door.
Right. And we haven't really talked about all that. I think it's a mess. I think everyone is bullshitting everyone else about it.
That's why I think we haven't talked about it because
I don't think Andrade's being as clear as he can be, and he's withholding his whatever he did to piss them off and whatever.
I think Triple A is also
right. I think
shitty.
I think they are a bunch of people in a fucking mess of a situation.
Yeah.
And I think that is what's really going on. So we haven't really talked about it. But for whatever reason, Andrade and the Young Bucks can't work Forbidden Door.
No, Andrade and the Lucha Brothers.
Or you Lucha Brothers, sorry. They are blaming AAA and CMLL's problems with New Japan, whatever.
I don't know enough,
But like
things do get lost in translation. I'm not just saying that they literally get lost in translation.
Aren't FTR AAA tag champs still?
Yeah.
They're on a fucking show.
Exactly.
So
I don't know. No idea.
It's fine. It's two sides to every story, and most of them are bullshit.
There's, like they always say, your side, their side, and the truth.
Right. So we'll see what happens.
Malachi Black won.
Yes.
I thought when Penta hit the package pile driver off the middle rope, I was like, oh shit, Penta might be winning this because you ain't supposed to get up from that.
No way.
But Malachi wins.
Right.
I thought the match was solid.
Yeah, match was really solid. We knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
But up to this point, with Ishii being in it, I was like, man, this 4-way is going to fuck, man. This is going to be good.
Yeah, I think
it's still going to be good, but it loses an aspect
Yeah.
With that not having the Ishii stuff in
I feel bad for Clark Connors.
Yeah.
I hope the crowd gives him a fair shot.
I hope so too.
Because you're replacing somebody who's beloved.
You're replacing someone who's beloved.
Give him that fair
shot.
Shot.
When they announced the 4 people in the qualifiers and they were all scrubs and Ishii, and again, I don't mean that in a bad way. I like Hanma.
No, but
they're scrubs.
It ain't gonna be fucking Hanma.
Ishii's the one with the recognition over here. He's been on AEW. We knew that was going to happen.
Yeah,
that sucks. Clark Connors is good though, so
yeah,
it's going to be a cool matchup. I think he's going to match up in a completely different way to other guys in this match, but Miro isn't going to have anybody that can actually control him. Ishii and Miro was going to be interesting because they would work it where even though Miro would tower over Ishii, Ishii would be able to hoss out with him a bit. It doesn't look like that's going to happen
Maybe
here.
try to have Clark Connors play that role.
You could.
Because he's a strong dude.
He's strong. He's a good-looking dude.
You know?
He hit hard and threw hard against Ishii, so it is possible.
If Clark Connors shows up, you'll be all right. But still, replacing Ishii, you can't. You just can't do it.
Right.
Right. So I have Hangman Page against Silas.
Oh boy,
Young.
So again, when I saw this happening, I knew that it was just throw a match out there to advance whatever's going on in the Adam Cole and Jay White. Adam Cole's on commentary here, so that was the point of this. Why Silas Young? Was it his hometown? Is he? It is? Yep. Okay, then that makes sense. Beer City Bruiser was busy that day. I mean, what do you want from me?
I'm not a stylish young guy. I never have been. Never will be. It is what it is.
Yeah, I don't think he's terrible, but I don't think he's good. I wasn't excited for it.
No, me neither.
And his boots were literally falling apart.
They were.
The soles were literally flapping off the bottom of his shoes.
And you know what? Like, I hope he gets paid.
I hope he gets a great payday. You know, bring him back in Ring of Honor whenever you decide what the fuck you're going to do with Ring of Honor. Yeah. Figure that shit out. I think he's fine there as a player, a tool, a guy who can bring some experience and have some hard hitting style matches. Ain't my fucking dude.
No,
not happening.
No, just not. And
no,
it was. No, oh, I hate it because
he looks like a guy that would attack Riggs and Murtaugh in fucking Lethal Weapon 2
or Lethal Weapon 5.
Yes. No, how dare you besmirch the good name of Lethal Weapon 5?
I felt weird when he started getting chants.
Yeah.
I was like, this is doing Hangman Page zero favor.
Yeah.
But afterwards, Jay White comes out and, still says, it ain't you, Adam Cole.
Right.
You lost to him twice,
Right.
It says, Hangman Page, like, sorry, bud, it ain't going to be you either.
Yeah.
And they start brawling and Adam Cole runs down. They're kind of beating up. Jay White's beating up Page.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Cole picks up the IWGP Heavyweight title. It looks like he's going to smash Jay White with it.
For sure.
Jay White catches him, and Adam Cole's like, "No, we're going to get him instead."
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear the fucking coin drop.
Yep.
And I start screaming in my living room because it's fucking Kazuchika Okada.
It's the dude.
It's the goddamn maybe the greatest wrestler ever. Maybe.
I mean, he's
like he might be the best professional wrestler,
right?
Ever.
I'm certainly not going to argue.
Like,
again, another one of those guys.
Is he my favorite?
Yeah.
No. Like, I fucking love him to death, and he's in my top 5 probably.
He changes a room.
Yeah, I said to you in DC when we saw him live, like, this was my second time seeing him.
Yeah.
And he walks in a room and you could feel the fucking air change. Like,
absolute star.
And he runs out and he starts beating up Cole and he starts beating up Jay White. So it's official at the pay-per-view. 4-way for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Yep. Okada, Switchblade, Adam Cole.
How do you feel about it being a 4-way?
I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Would you have preferred a tag?
No.
Okay.
I thought they were going to go with tag, but you kind of have to have your title on the line. Yeah. Do I think Jay White's going to lose? No.
No way.
He just won the fucking belt.
Right.
Part of me too when Okada came out, I was like, oh, thank God all these fucking crybabies can stop.
Yeah.
Do you really think they were going to have the show without Okada? People were like, oh, well, he just doesn't like America. It's like he was just in Washington, D.C.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Right.
Like, he was just there.
Yeah.
He's come over here a bunch. Like,
right.
Stop with this fucking weird shit.
Did you see Bryce's tweet?
Yeah, I sent it to you.
Oh, did you send that to me? That was you that sent it to me?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because he just looks at Bryce across the locker room and just goes, Chikara?
Yeah.
And that's the coolest thing ever.
Talk about, if you don't know it, but the story is he was in Chikara years and years ago, and they convinced young Okada.
Young boy Okada on excursion.
Yep. And they convinced him in that in the back that the people in Barnesville loved Giant Baba. Yeah. So that he needed to do Baba Chops. Yeah. So he goes out and does a match of primarily Baba Chops to a very confused audience of 50 people.
I know Bryce said it was, we talked about it, we just laughed.
Yep.
And that made me real happy.
Yeah.
Because Okada's the best. Then they put up the picture of him with Rocky and Statlander and OC and Trent, and he's doing the Orange Cassidy thumbs up. And I was like, well, wrestling's over. It's over.
Chaos.
It's over brother. Now. Like,
yeah, right.
This is great. Right. Like, Okada's recognizing, Orange Cassidy, you're in chaos.
Yep, right.
So Okada's there.
Yeah.
Stop fucking sweating.
He, again, we say it on the show all the time. New Japan lives and dies by Okada.
Absolutely.
And this is a man who's been doing it for, he's like 34, 35 years old, and he's been in the business a long fucking time.
We're going to talk about that when we talk about the Tanahashi matches, because,
But he, a decade on top so far, and
this year marks a decade of him being the Rainmaker,
and he's only 34 years old or whatever. It's fucking insane.
Yeah,
that company lives and dies by him, and of course he was going to be here.
Yeah.
He changes a room, and he's argue whether or not he's the best wrestler of all time or whatever. He's the biggest star in Japan right now and has been for a while. And could probably be, you can make a run saying he's the biggest international star in all of professional wrestling.
Yeah, I would say so, for sure.
He's a special talent.
Yeah.
So, he's trained by Ultimo Dragon. So
goddamn right he was. So you have the Hot Goldberg promo.
We do.
Red Velvet's out hurt.
Yep.
Another fucking person hurt.
Mm-hmm. When did she get hurt? I don't even
know. But they're talking about the baddie search. They're going on a baddie search.
I submitted my picture.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
You sure did.
I did.
And Stokes says, for all my Christian sisters out there, keep it PG.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Yep.
Which then, in response, you had the promo with Statlander and Athena, basically talking about, like, hey, we got Willow Nightingale on our side now. Which I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's a cool-ass team.
For sure.
I love that team.
Mm-hmm.
Statlander, Willow, and fucking
And Willow
Athena,
had a
great.
decently competitive match against Jade. So it works. And God, give me that fucking is all elite graphic for Willow, please.
I hope they do.
But I know she's busy. She's going to Japan. And
she's going over to Tokyo Joshi Pro.
Yeah.
Thunder Rosa's going over to Tokyo Joshi Pro. So that's I'll watch that when they're over there. I think that's cool. Next I have is Toni Storm and Marina Shafir.
Yeah. Did you not like this match?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I thought this was
sucks.
Good, dude.
She sucks.
I think this was her best match.
She's trash.
Oh, I wouldn't say she's trash. I don't think she's very good, but I thought this was her best match.
She walks out, nobody gives a fuck.
Nobody gives a shit. That I agree with.
The music is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
It's just clunky and awkward. And
I thought she looked good in the ring. I thought she looked good in this match. Good is relative. Better than she has. Commentary does her no favors. They're also like saying that she's just now transitioning to wrestling from MMA, which we all know isn't fucking true.
And now, like, they threw Nyla with her,
right?
Which I guess
I don't know.
Whatever.
I will say Michelle also saw this and saw Nyla, and she was like, "Who's that? I like her." Yeah. I was like, "That's Nyla. You've seen her.
Yeah, she's been around."
And I just want to say, I thought Shafir worked good in this. I thought this match was good. JR on commentary, Nyla hits the fucking senton on the outside, and JR's like, "Oh my God, I thought that was a meteor or something."
Yeah,
get the fuck out of here.
That's JR.
I thought this was Marina's best match that we've seen out of her. Whether that's Toni Storm's fault or not, Toni Storm throws that fucking thump in the corner like unbelievably.
I love when that happens.
And again, Thunder Rosa, as far as I'm concerned, is on a prove it match here as the champion against Toni Storm.
I agree with you on that.
I think if the crowd doesn't get behind Rosa in this match, you switch the finish mid match and put Storm over. But I thought this match was better than Marina has looked. I thought there was some promise here.
I just I don't know. I don't see anything. There's no charisma with her at all. There's just nothing.
I think that's what they're trying to get over is the gimmick, and I agree. I don't think it necessarily works.
It just sucks because they're
trying to make her a stoic killer. But I think as far as putting a match together,
it worked. With Layla Hirsch, and it didn't
work.
You
right.
know,
right? But I think in ring, like wrestling wise, I think this is the best she looked. So
I think, and maybe I think maybe it's Toni Storm worked Shafir a little better and understood how to not make her look like complete dog shit when she's working her. Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't hit for me at all. So you get the promo for Darby and Sting afterwards.
Yes.
Talking about their match with Bucks, ELP, and who else is in that match?
Hikuleo.
Oh, yeah, because somebody said this is revenge for Great American Bash 95 because now Sting's wrestling Meng's kid. Fucking hell.
Nice.
Just talking about, you don't think we have friends?
Right.
We have Shingo Takagi and Hiromu Takahashi. And I went, oh, baby.
Right.
You got me back.
Yes.
And they showed the match graphic and they're calling themselves Dudes with Attitude.
Yes.
Which I was like, wait a minute. Somebody already had that name. A few people have had that name.
People. Which is funny you bring that up. I want to ask you a question before we finish the main event of this show.
Yeah.
If you could go back through wrestling history and grab a team name, tag team or otherwise, a stable or tag team name, and make it the new version. So this is the for, essentially this is the new dudes with attitudes, right?
Yeah.
Grab a team and put 2 current wrestlers as the new version with that name. Who would it be?
Oh, Fire and Ice 2.0.
Okay.
Will Hobbs and Wardlow.
Okay. I like it.
That's where I'm at.
Okay, that's a really good answer.
Yeah.
I like that. We've talked about that before. That's really good.
What would you do?
I would do the new Heavenly Bodies.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, first of all, you got big shoes to fill here,
huge shoes to fill. If I could...
Who would be Jimmy Del Rey?
I would have... the tag team would just be 2 Jimmy Del Reys. I'd have to find 2 people like Jimmy Del Rey.
I like that train of thought.
The new Heavenly Bodies would... So the dynamic is like, even though he may not have been handsome, Dr. Tom was supposed to be the handsome one, and Jimmy Del Rey was supposed to be the sleazy one.
Well, they got the sleaze right.
Right. So
don't forget to bring a straw.
So I asked this question not having an answer, and I was hoping that my brain would work really quick.
That's right. Think on it.
But I'm gonna say that I do the new Heavenly Bodies, and it is Ricky Starks.
Okay, as Jimmy Del Rey.
As either
Jimmy Del Rey. Listen, Ricky Starks is a sexy man,
right? Sexy man. And I need like a little bit of a bigger dude. I can't just put Hobbs.
Oh, so we're just Powerhouse Hobbs.
Powerhouse Hobbs. Let me see. Let me go through all of wrestling. Who do I like for the new Heavenly Bodies?
Great O'Con.
Ricky Starks. Great O'Con.
There's your 2 Jimmy Del Reys.
Yeah, that's it. It's a better answer than I could ever come
is.
up with. Ricky Starks and Great O'Con, the new Heavenly Bodies.
All right, let's roll with it.
If I was a braver man and thought I'd be able to catch lightning in a bottle twice, we would do a new breed.
Whoa, there's only one goddamn new breed.
That's right.
What about a new fabulous Freebirds?
Oh God, no. No.
Freebird Road.
Freebird Road. All right, so we would need, this is such a sidebar, but all right, let's run this down. Who's the muscle in the new Freebirds? Who's the Bam Bam? Who's the Terry Gordy?
That's tough.
Right. You need a shit kicker who's not necessarily a body guy.
I was just saying Ishii.
Could be a body guy, but it doesn't have to be.
I don't know. Who's a Haas?
Right, we just need a Haas.
Boar.
Okay.
Boar could be.
See, I wouldn't. The Boar's a good answer, but I think you go Big Butch.
Okay, Big Butch.
Big Butch can also fit in my Heavenly Bodies.
That is true.
Ricky Starks and Big Butch as the new Heavenly Bodies.
That is true.
All right, so new Freebirds. We're going Big Butch in the Terry Gordy role. Okay.
Who the fuck is going to be P.S. Hayes?
Right.
Ricky Starks. He can be P.S.
He can be P.S. Hayes. Ricky Starks as a utility player for
Absolutely.
sure. And then we need. Well, we can.
Now you're going to do Jimmy Jam?
Well, that's the thing, Jimmy Jam. But like Gordy wasn't really there with Jimmy Jam. That was sort of
Yeah, we're including everybody here.
Okay.
Though. Why not?
So then, who's the bad streak? No.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Bushi.
Oh God. Fuego del Sol.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess Starks or who's sleazy and very problematic, like Michael Hayes was.
There's people I could say, but I don't want to get canceled.
All right, that's good.
So main event time for Dynamite.
What if we put Cardona in the new Heavenly Body? Never mind.
Don't wish that up.
If Cardona needed to be something, I would put him and Mojo Rawley, make them grow their hair out and be the new Beverly Brothers.
Could they be the new Hype Bros? Let's make that new Hype Bros.
Sure.
Okay.
All right, main event.
Yes.
Sorry.
John Moxley and Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Chris Jericho and Lance Archer. This was kind of a mess.
Yeah.
It's just like a brawl from the beginning.
This was just meant to get somewhere after.
Yeah.
My favorite thing in this match was that Jericho was gonna like Tiger Driver Tana. Something was happening, and Jericho clearly gave him the Iggy pat to reverse it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Jericho, you should know better. But yeah, it's just kind of a mess. It was just to get somewhere. I thought Jericho was I thought his hips were gonna blow out when he caught that the standing high fly flow.
Yeah.
When he catches it as a crossbody.
Yeah.
I was like, his hips are fucked, man. His body fell and his hips stayed standing.
I love Tanahashi.
Yeah.
Tanahashi's slowing.
Tanahashi, man. He is, yeah. His knees are
slowing down. And
Howard Dave tweeted like Tanahashi, he doesn't get him because he got into New Japan after, and like Tana's knees are already shot, and they are. He's slowing down.
He's slowing down,
but
he can still bust out a great match
in the big
doubt. But
the big matches, they hurt a little less.
I agree.
So
yeah, then you had all the chaos outside. Where,
a fucking mess.
Suzuki just comes walking out.
Camera catching a lot of guys not doing anything when they should be. Like
Eddie comes out and just starts beating the fuck out of Jericho.
Yeah.
Sammy's out there.
Yuta attacks Suzuki.
Yuta going after Suzuki.
Shooter comes out.
running out of nowhere.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure people are like, who the fuck is that?
Right, the commentator did a great job of putting that over.
Yeah, it was just chaos everywhere.
Right, and it was meant to try and build. And I had said like earlier, like this show seemed to be a mistake not putting Eddie out there to hype their nonsense match, because while it's going to be good, it's a nonsense match on Forbidden Door. It's a weird hodgepodge where Eddie and Jericho can further their story, but everybody else in it doesn't fucking matter. It's a weird hodgepodge. It's going to be good, but it's a weird hodgepodge.
Like we said, this seems like it just doesn't make sense because Suzuki hates guys like Jericho.
Right.
I don't know.
But whatever, that don't really matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was just a fucking disaster. And the whole time Mox and Tana are just in the ring staring at each other.
Yeah, I know. People are like, this was fucking dumb. Why they're just looking at each other. They're going to come to blows.
Because nothing else in whatever's happening outside the ring has nothing to do with either of them. So why get involved?
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that. Does this main event Mox Tana main events? Or
absolutely.
You don't think the IWGP goes on top now?
No, it's main events.
Really? You think they're going to put I guess because it's the AEW title and it's technically the AEW. It's more of an AEW show. Yeah, that's true. I guess.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting because Tana. I guess I love Tana. Tana can fucking go. It's a big match. Put your boots on. Let's go.
Main events for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, Forbidden Door Sunday. I'm excited. You're excited.
Very excited.
Can't wait to watch
that. I've never been down on the show.
No,
I always knew Okada was going to show up, but even if he didn't, I was excited for a bunch of the matchups.
Absolutely.
We got a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, man, I can't wait.
Do you want to talk that now, or do you want to talk Tanahashi matches and then do our little rundown of?
Are we doing a rundown of the card?
We can just really quick if you wanted to. Since there's no watch list this week, we're just gonna be doing that.
Yeah, I mean, we're just doing Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever you want to
do.
Care.
I don't care, pal.
Yeah.
We don't have to run it down. I guess Joe and Adam are running it down.
Yeah.
All right. I was just gonna see what you were thinking, but I guess we kind of sort of talked about OC Ospreay's probably gonna steal the show.
Yeah.
We got the. What's the buy-in now? Is it the Ass Boys?
It's Ass Boys and
Billy.
Is Billy working?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
Against like DKC, Yuya Uemura, Kevin Knight, and somebody else. Which I can't remember. I know you.
Yeah, it's right here. It is. It's the Gun Club. So it's all three members of the Gun Club and Max Caster.
Yeah.
Against DKC, Kevin Knight, Alex Coughlin, and you.
Oh, Alex Coughlin. Okay.
Yeah.
Coughlin, he's a beefy boy.
Yeah, he's a beefy boy.
Yeah,
I think that's a good little match.
Yeah, that's the buy-in stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, you have Ospreay OC.
Right.
You have the 4-way for the IWGP title. You have Mox Tanahashi.
Right.
Zack Sabre Jr. versus the mystery opponent.
Right.
3-way for the tag titles with FTR, Great Khan Cobb, and Roppongi Vice.
Right.
The Kingston Jericho multi-man.
Right. The thing that's been spoiled, but they're announcing on Rampage.
Yeah, well.
So that's happening. If you don't know, look it up. Or wait till tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think it's be good. I know people.
Tony Storm, Thunder Rosa. Jammed in there.
People complaining about the multiple man matches and tag matches.
That's the point of these shows.
It's the part of these shows. It's Tony Khan does that already on his pay-per-views to get as many people on as much as he can, and it's a really easy way to protect people you need to protect. Yeah, and that's just what it is.
You have the Bucks match against Los Stingobernables.
Right, yes. Los Stingobernables.
Your logo.
Thank you.
Very fun.
The two of them. It's right there. I don't know why they didn't do that. Probably because everybody else has a tough time pronouncing that word like I do.
Wearing a shirt
I hope so.
That'd be fun. I hope Hiromu comes out with Sting face paint.
I hope so.
I'll lose my mind.
They should all do
like Sting Squadron.
Right, they should do Sting Squadron all over again. That'd be so cool.
Or like
Shingo in like the Surfer Sting makeup.
Do like the Bash at the Beach 96.
Yeah.
Fucking
that'd be awesome.
My God. Have Hiromu wear Wolfpack Sting makeup.
It should just be the four should be different eras of Sting.
I'd lose it, man.
Get Darby to grow the little rat tail really quick.
God, that'd be sick.
Darby come out in the green and black jacket with the tassels. Yeah, like so.
A boy can dream.
You know, I think there's gonna be a lot of really cool stuff on the show. New Japan, they do these multiple man matches to fit everybody in. It is. Of course, I wish there was more singles stuff.
Always,
you
that's
know,
just my preference.
You know, there would have been if Punk wasn't hurt. You would get that one, but like, there's 3 singles matches on it, and like the second most high marquee on it is OC Ospreay. Yeah, I ain't never gonna fucking complain, man.
No, never.
You know, in a perfect world, I would get Eddie Kingston versus whoever the fuck he wanted to work one-on-one. Sure. But the very next big thing is they got to work this Jericho thing. We're going to get Eddie Minoru stuff a little bit. They're going to
square off, which is always fun.
Right, so I'm fine with it.
He's going to beat the fuck out of Sammy.
Right.
It's going to be a good time.
Exactly. So
Yuta's going to get his hands on Sammy and beat the shit
stop
out
being
of him.
so miserable. Shooter's going to be in a thing.
We'll Shooter.
So I love Shooter.
I do too. I hope the crowd makes him feel like a big deal because he goddamn is.
He absolutely is.
But yeah, I can't wait to watch it, man.
All right, that's Sunday.
That is
next
Sunday.
week. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. So we watched some Hiroshi Tanahashi matches leading up to Forbidden Door.
Party at my house Sunday for Forbidden Door. Some of you were invited. I'll leave it up to you to figure out who.
Oh boy. I just hope people show up. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, Michelle would love that. Don't show up at my house.
Yeah, she'd be real pumped.
Yep.
All right, so Hiroshi Tanahashi.
She already doesn't like at least half of the people I've invited. Oh,
Jesus. All right, so first match that I watched, this is from the G1 Climax 25.
Yes. Okay.
Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
I watched this one last.
Okay. From August 16th, 2015.
Yes.
It's crazy. I look at this as being, wow, this was only 7 years.
Yep.
This was 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking nuts to me, man.
Yeah.
Shinsuke's not around much longer.
No.
You know, he's only around another couple months, then he jets for WWE. This is Tana being big match Tana.
And Chono and Muto come out.
That made me so happy.
Muto can walk.
Oh, it made me so happy.
Yeah.
Tana gets the fucking win.
Yeah.
I loved him working Shinsuke's arm.
Yeah.
Thought that was fucking different.
Did you see did you happen to notice the mohawked young boy?
Sure did. One Mr. Switchblade Jay White.
Jay White
and
with
you
the mohawk.
Who was right next to him?
I did when I was watching it, but I don't remember. Who was it?
David Finlay.
Oh, was it? It was Finlay? No, I didn't see him. I thought I saw somebody else, but I don't remember.
Those two were right next to each other.
That's funny.
I know, as young boys. It's funny to look at that.
Yep.
Like, wow, 7 years ago, you're young boys. Now Jay White's, you're like one of the biggest wrestlers in the world.
Right.
So, yeah, man, what'd you think of it?
Listen, I mean, you guys are legends, right? I mean,
legends.
This is, and these Tana matches are in an era, well, at least 2 of them are in an era where New Japan wasn't really flying as high as they necessarily have been. This is these guys are legends. Nakamura is one of the greats who leaves shortly thereafter because he's at the end of his physical ability in a Japanese style.
Yeah.
So he comes to America to work a little bit easier style.
Get fat paid.
Right, and get paid.
See, though, it was crazy because you remember him in NXT. Like, that first match against Sami Zayn was incredible.
Right.
And Doug pointed out to me, he went back a couple months ago and watched him versus Joe, that feud. And he's like, dude, they beat the fucking shit out of each other. But after that, it's just like, Nakamura's just, he's going to wrestle.
He's the goofy guy with the violin. And,
he had that,
he still put on good matches.
That upsetting AJ Styles feud.
Yeah.
Which let me down so much at WrestleMania.
Yeah, he wins a Rumble. All that stuff. He gets an Ultimate Action figure, which is funny.
Yeah.
I like this match a lot. The crowd, there's a point in this match. It's 33 minutes in from what I watched, which includes like entrances and everything. Because I think I watched this on New Japan World.
I did too, yeah.
Tanahashi hits 2 high fly flows.
Yep.
and Nakamura kicks out, and the crowd cannot understand.
Yeah.
They are baffled. Like, the sound that comes, it is like a collective, what? From the crowd. It's insane. And then that last high fly flow that Tana hits hurts, man. Yeah. It is brutal. Again, it's such good wrestling. They're long matches. If you're not into that shit, you ain't getting the finals of a G1 going less than half an hour.
No, I mean, it just was like a classic G1 final. Yeah. Nakamura throwing that Kinshasa, I forgot how brutal he used to throw that. He tried to take your fucking head off.
Yeah, he did. It was gross.
It was just like watching two absolute superstars. Though.
There's a few points in this match where the Japanese crowd cannot fathom that the match isn't over.
Yeah.
Because they had to hit everything twice, if not more.
It's absolutely incredible.
Absolutely.
I loved it so much.
Yes.
The second one that I watched anyway, from New Japan Invasion Attack.
Okay.
This was April 7th, 2013.
Mm-hmm.
So this is 9 fucking years ago.
Yes.
Hiroshi Tanahashi, the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, defending against Kazuchika Okada.
I watched this second as well.
Dude, wow.
Did you notice who was seconding Tana to the ring in this one? Captain New Japan.
Wow, okay. That guy stinks.
And Kushida.
Was it Kushida out there too? That's cool.
Yep.
Man, this, they've had a legendary rivalry.
Yeah.
Really I can't say the past 10 years, because the past couple years they've been buddy-buddy, Okada and Tana.
Yeah.
But, dude.
Tana, a member of Taguchi Japan.
Yeah, yes. You saw, like, the absolute, like, I don't even know how to describe. Like,
these are the two best wrestlers of their generations.
Yeah. But, like, you saw it here with Okada, like, he can't miss. This guy's can't miss.
Yeah.
He's an absolute superstar. I mean, this is a year and a couple months shy of him coming back to Japan as the Rainmaker. Well, and this is his second title. Yeah, because when he came back at Wrestle Kingdom in 2012 and he challenged Okada, or he challenged Tanahashi, and everybody was like, this is a fucking joke. And then he beat him at New Beginning. Right. And people were like, what just happened? So Okada wins this one. He sure does, this becomes his second IWGP title reign. Yeah. And this, it literally is. Like, and I'll say, like, it's not a true generational wrestler because they should be a little longer. But like 10 years separated, essentially. This is the two guys of the best of their eras. Tana is the best of his era, which is a few years after this, but a bunch of years before it. Like the 2000s through to here is Tana. Like Tana carries his company. In the late 2000s to this point, it's Tana's company, and he's the only thing keeping it afloat. Goddamn ace. And then right after this, around this time and now after, this is where Okada starts his God runs, and he becomes the best wrestler of his generation. And he's what he is right now. He's on a 10-year God run. Yeah, right. It's insane. It's absolutely nuts. For the last 10 years, that company has lived or died by Okada. Yeah. It's nuts. I don't know that I've ever seen it before, honestly. No. I'm not going to make the comparison of like Hulk Hogan, because Hulk Hogan had the biggest run on top we'll ever see. Yeah. Because when you think of other guys, Austin's was short, Rock's was short. This guy's on top for real that were megastars weren't fucking there for very long. Especially a guy like Austin, who was misused for how many fucking years before he was on top. Sure. This is 10 years of being the most popular wrestler in Japan and probably the best wrestler in Japan. It's nuts. Yeah. And he's only 34 or 35, however fucking old he is. Yeah, so at this point he was 25 years old. Yeah, something like that, yeah. Holy shit, man. Like, he was that good already. Yeah. Oh. As natural of a talent as you could possibly get. Yeah. But Tanahashi is just absolutely beloved here. Right. This is the oldest match on the list. So you saw like real spry Tanahashi. Yeah, absolutely. He was moving and grooving the whole goddamn match. Tana takes a crazy bump off the last Rainmaker, and it's like right on his head. Right on his head. It's fucking sick. When Okada hit that like elevated DDT on the apron. Yeah. Ooh. Right. It is literally two masters. Two legends, the best two wrestlers of their class or generation, are right fucking here, man. Yeah, man. Right here. It's just like, and not only that, but it's also like the perfect crossing point for them. Right? They've had matches forever, but like this is
Tana's knees start to go in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
But he's still high quality. But, like, this is Okada, the beginning of his God run, and Tana sort of ending his in a few years. So, like, it takes Okada, even though he said the belt twice, takes Okada here a year or two to become, fucking Okada.
Yeah.
And Tana here is fucking Tanahashi.
Yeah.
And he's got a couple more years left of that, but then he becomes just the dude who's going to have good matches, and they throw belts to him, and he's your guy, he's your go-to because you know he's never going to disappoint.
Yeah.
This is the crossroads where they're both at probably the best physical condition they've ever been in since they've wrestled each other.
Yeah.
Like Okada, they wrestled the year before, but Okada's even more experienced now, and Tana is still in amazing shape and physically great. That this is the perfect crossing point for these guys to see them in this kind of match.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible, just awe-inspiring. And my friend had been kind of like introducing him to some New Japan stuff. He's been asking. I sent him this match, and I was like, "Hey man, what'd you think?" And he goes, "Yeah, I love Tanahashi's like believability and like the way he just sells and the emotion that he invokes and." Like he said, he goes, he might be one of the all-time greats. I go, no.
Yes, it is.
He is one of the all-time greats.
JR puts him over huge in commentary this week. We didn't talk about that, where he's like, but he's my list, top 10 all-time.
Yeah.
JR's known a lot of fucking wrestlers.
Yeah, JR's been
he's like
around a long
top 10
time.
Tanahashi all-time.
Yeah. So then the final match that I watched.
Yes, I watched this
first. This was a top-rated Tanahashi match.
Yes.
From August 12th, 2018.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, 4 years ago?
G1 Finals, too,
yes,
right?
G1 Climax 2018, the finals.
So you can see here, this is 3 years after that other one against Nakamura, and Tana is still getting to the finals of a G1. This is 5 years after that Okada match, and he's still reliable and loved to be getting to the finals of G1s.
Yeah, so this is Tanahashi versus Kota Ibushi.
Yes.
I remember watching this live. Yeah. And they, were building up that Tanahashi was saying to Ibushi, you should be champion by now. Why aren't you champion? Why are you wasting your time with these Bullet Club idiots and with Kenny Omega? Like, you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
And it was a very, ideological battle. Like, hey, stop being an idiot.
Right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Tana saw the greatness in Ibushi.
Mm-hmm.
And Ibushi's always walked to his own goddamn beat. That's just what it is.
To his own detriment or not.
Very true. During this match, there's just Ibushi going into that psycho trance when Tana open palm slaps him, and then he just goes deadpan expression.
Yeah, it's fucking insane.
And starts beating the fuck out of Tana.
It's nuts.
He
absolutely
was kicking the shit out of him.
Right.
Which it made to the point, wow, Tanahashi's the underdog here right now because Ibushi's fucking him up. Of course, and I'm so happy you put the video up of it, the strike exchange.
Yep.
It's insane.
It's nuts.
And then when Ibushi hits him with that lariat, you think he killed Tanahashi.
Yeah. Yep. Does Tana have his torn bicep here?
I don't know.
Remember how he wrestled for a year and a half on a torn bicep because they literally couldn't afford to get him to leave?
Yeah.
He was wrapped up, so I don't know how bad the injury was.
Yeah.
But Tanahashi also wrestled in New Japan 3 or 4 years ago. It very well could be with a biceps injury.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I'll just wrestle with my other arm.
Wrap it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking nuts. Because I remember when we first started really getting into New Japan, he was hurt like that, but he was still working.
I went back and I looked at my New Japan subscription.
Yeah.
And I've had it since Wrestle Kingdom 2016.
Okay.
Because I was like, man, when did I really start getting more into this? And so it was 2016, and I was looking, I go, why did I get this? So I go, Okada Omega at Wrestle Kingdom. Right. That's why.
Right. Crazy that was 6 years ago.
I know, right? Unbelievable, right?
Some stuff that Tana still does that is still fucking scary. The high fly flow to the outside. He just did it with Mox in DC too. That's fucking nuts, man.
Scary.
It's scary as shit.
Yeah.
Anytime anybody takes the high fly flow as the cross body, because Tana's not a little dude.
No, he's a big old man.
Yeah, and this is also a 3 high fly flow finish.
How about when Ibushi hit the Asai moonsault to the outside?
Yeah,
that was gross. Right. When Ibushi did the moonsault knee drop onto Tanahashi's stomach, and even the announcers were just going, oh my god! That was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, he broke his ribs, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was nuts. The last, like, ending sequences were crazy.
Yeah, right.
Tanahashi, though, still just shows you he's the goddamn man. This was 4 years ago, and to me, this was... this is the highest rated match. I could see it.
Yeah, he still looks great. Absolutely.
Yep.
And it helps that he's in against 3 great wrestlers here.
3, honestly.
Ibushi at this time is on a crazy fucking run.
Yeah.
These are legends. Any of these matches can be swapped in any order you want them to be put in.
Yeah,
honestly.
I think so too, man.
Tana's just really fucking good, man, and like. Dave Howard the Dave, I know you said Tana ain't your guy because by the time he got into New Japan, his knees were gone. I hope you watched these, man.
I hope you went back and watched them.
I hope you watched them because, man, it's fine. You like who you like. Some dudes don't click. I get it. But go see the man that he was.
Yeah.
Because that's still there for the big matches.
Yeah.
It's still there. He just gets up to the top rope a little slower.
That's all. This was a boost.
Maybe he hits one too many sling blades these days.
Yeah, not fast enough.
Yeah.
But I like the post match here where Tana offers his hand and Ibushi no, and he just leaves the ring and he fucking breaks down crying.
Right.
Because he knows Tanahashi's right.
Yeah,
he's right. What am I doing, wasting my time?
Right.
I love this so much.
Yep.
Because then the next Wrestle Kingdom, which was January 4th, 2019. That's where Tana beats Omega for the belt.
Yeah.
And that was Omega's last match there.
Right. Yeah. So, they're still putting... It's only a few years ago they're putting the title on Tana.
Yeah,
so
it's 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I absolutely love Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Yep.
He's one of my favorite wrestlers ever.
Yeah. One of the best. Legit. Yeah. One of the best. One of those dudes that if you said best ever, I wouldn't argue.
No,
not my pick, but I wouldn't fight you on it.
Yeah. I implore people to go and watch all of the Tanahashi Okada matches.
Yeah.
Because I think 5 out of the top 8 on Cage Match, and again, not because it's right, but because it's easy.
Yeah.
Are Tana versus Okada. Because they've had such a legendary rivalry.
Right. Absolutely.
But he can go with fucking anybody.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was a pleasure watching these.
It was.
I've seen all these before.
And they're not short matches,
no,
but
they're
not overly long.
No, I've seen them all before, but just to go back and watch them again.
When you turn them on, if you'll see a 55-minute run, it's not actually. That's hype, entrance, post-match, like they do all that sort of shit. So
don't freak out.
Calm down out there, everybody. Jesus Christ.
So we're not watching anything other than Forbidden Door.
We got Forbidden Door.
So did you buy anything this week?
No.
All right. I bought one thing.
Okay.
I bought it from Paul Mart.
Okay.
Because I saw it on there and I go, hey, I don't have that yet.
Okay.
I finally got my They Live Piper.
Oh, yeah, he had it up?
Yep, he had it there. And I said, fuck it. I go, cheaper than what people charge in the group.
Right.
So
that's cool.
Decided, you know what? I've wanted it and I got it, so that makes me real happy.
Nice, good.
But other than that, I didn't buy shit.
I didn't buy anything. I was watching a bunch of stuff on eBay and I just forgot.
I'm watching a specific item on eBay.
Yeah.
I also messaged Foreign Objects tonight about a certain something that he says he has.
Oh.
And he sent me pictures. I asked for the price. He didn't get back to me, so I should be sleeping.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll have that for next week.
Ooh.
But other than that, man, that's it.
Yeah, I've been watching some stuff, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
That's it.
Yeah. You can go to Target and buy a China Legends for half off.
So I went to Target the other day.
Yeah.
Because I had to pick up some stuff. I went and looked and I saw the figures. I go, well, I have all these or whatever that I wanted. I was looking around. I saw this Prince shirt for $10. And I said, I'm going to buy a Prince Purple Rain shirt for $10.
Nice.
Why the fuck not? I can't pass that up.
It is.
It's a $10 Prince shirt.
Why not?
I love Prince.
Right.
So
that's good. You buy that off a bootlegger on Instagram. You're paying $45.
That's what I mean. It's official.
Right.
Look at Prince there.
So handsome.
I've been on a Prince kick lately.
Yeah.
I love Prince.
If anybody out there wants to explain to me in Purple Rain why his dad fails at committing suicide, but they still outline his body, write in at
please let us know.
We need wrestling at gmail.com or at We Need Wrestling on Twitter. That's what you call a transition.
Also, if you can explain to me why the fuck DJ had Prince's Greatest Hits on his iPod years ago, and Erotic City wasn't on there.
I explained it to you because George Clinton's version's better.
You're full of shit. And you could relive. I can explain to you in detail the breakdown that I had in your car.
You had a big breakdown
when it wasn't on there. I got real fucking mad
because George Clinton's version better.
You're wrong.
WeNeedWrestling.com, at We Need Wrestling on Twitter, WeNeedWrestling@gmail.com. Hit us up. We're excited for Forbidden Door. You want any recommendations? You want to cram some Japanese wrestling as a primer? Hit us up.
Absolutely.
We're a part of the Soon to Be Named Network at STBN Network on Twitter, soon-to-be-named-network.com, soon-to-be-named-network.tumblr.com. Check that out. Again, that main event for the AIW show, Joe and Adam are, I'm sure, going into detail on that because Adam was there. So check them out. They'll have much more in-depth on all that. They'll be watching Forbidden Door with us as well. So we'll both be covering that next week. Check that out at Odds with Wrestling. Check out Final Wrestling Place with DeWicki on this past week.
Yeah. I know Tim was talking. He confirmed that he bought his Hitman ticket.
Right, coming in for Hitman.
So he's going to be up here for the weekend.
Yep.
And DeWicki was like, let me guess, you guys are going to watch a lot of Japanese wrestling together. And Tim's response was, I hope so.
Okay, we can.
Hey, absolutely.
So, what else is on the Hit My Music? Speaking of DeWicki, that's there.
He said he's going to be reformatting the show.
Okay.
So I'm excited to hear that.
Yep. What else is on there? Puzzle Warriors 3, Longbox Heroes After Dark.
Wings on Wings on there.
Wings on Wings is on there. If you listen this week, you got the One Chip Challenge episode.
Dude,
edited One Chip Challenge.
Oh man. Hashtag release the real cut.
No.
Slide into my DMs.
You know what? Actually, somebody did reach out this week and how to get that the unedited.
You explained to them why.
And I told them why, and they're like, "I'm good."
Yeah, I think it was Howard the Dave.
It was. So
I want the real cut.
It exists.
I want it.
But
I'm not going to save it to blackmail you or anything.
No.
I just want to listen to
but that's it.
Some things.
We'll be back next week. Thanks for listening, everybody. We're going to hit a ton of Japanese wrestling this week, so lots of New Japan talk for next week.
Can't wait. Also, welcome to Anthony Melton to the Philadelphia 76ers. Sorry, Danny Green. Love you, babe, but had to go.
Okay.
You find me talking about that on Twitter at BrettX570.
Okay.
And you're at the Dooge.
I am.
Did you say that?
No.
Well, there you go.
I haven't been saying that much because Twitter's a cesspool.
Well, I mean, that's a no-brainer. But, yeah, I mean, I took a little bit of a break this week.
Yeah, sure.
Because I saw people's shitty takes on shitty things, and I was like, I don't care enough.
Walk away.
Yeah, plus I was listening to a lot of Prince.
Ooh.
So.
Well, it's Prince week for you.
Dude, that opening riff in When Doves Cry. Come on. It's the coolest thing ever.
Okay. Bye.
You're listening to the soon-to-be-named network, the Lamborghini of podcast networks.
Knock it off, nerds!